Test, test. There we go. Hey, welcome to the Paragon City Legacy stream for FNM. I'm Sean Stokes, and I'll be joined in a minute by Eric, who's setting up our first round. It looks like... Oh, that camera's having some problems. Okay, that's not so much. Do you want to go tell him that the table 2 is having frame rate issues? Oh, wait. It was getting like 1 frame a second. It's good now. I just had to switch.
Okay.
I'll scoot over here so you can squeeze in. There's a whole bunch of foam on the floor over here.
Ditch this. So we're gonna...
You got their names?
Yes.
Their decks? Okay.
And I started them on the 2, I think.
On 2? What?
The one with the dice, that one. Yep.
Okay.
So it's Ian on Black Red Painter.
Is it IAN?
Yeah, IAN.
IAN. Your Painter?
And it's Matt or Matthew on Death in Texas. Ready's good to go. Close it up.
Yeah. Stream's already started. Awesome. You want to scoot in a little closer so that the camera...
See my ugly mug?
Oh, whatever. How do you think this is going to go?
I have no idea.
I don't even know what the black is for in Painter. I mean, the red's obvious. It's, you know.
I assume... So I haven't looked at his list, but I assume there's going to be some number of Fatal Push.
Oh, yeah, that's reasonable. Hand disruption.
I wouldn't be surprised if there is the black-red Duretti. Although I don't know if Ian's playing it or not.
He's definitely playing Painter Servants in there.
He's definitely playing Painter Servants. And I'm also sure he's playing Goblin Welder.
Yeah, Goblin Welder is a staple of this deck. Yeah, Duretti is the
Iconoclast, yeah.
Iconoclast?
Yes.
The Artificer Planeswalker, right?
So let's see, what's in his hand?
There's an Entomb in there.
Oh yeah, Entomb. That's a...
Combo piece! It helps him with his Goblin Welders. Looks like...
Huh.
And it's like, nope.
So I'm seeing...
Unearth would also be kind of good in this. I don't know if he's playing it or not, but it brings back a combo piece if he needs to go and get a...
Unearth is kind of cute. Is Unearth permanent of CMC 3 or less? Or is it...
a creature.
Just a creature?
Just
okay.
a creature, so...
So it's okay.
Oh, so it's the black-red one.
Yeah.
I can do that if you want.
Okay, I'll tab it in. Or Alt. Hold Alt to do it, yeah. We're fixing a couple things live. Sorry. I always make messes right before we go live. Jorgensen. Not much is up. We are the party people, though. We're having fun.
That looks good.
Stack it up to the top. There you go. Good transition. And then go back from studio mode. Black Red Painter. Always.
Alright, so he started off with...
Is that a Grainstone?
I believe
that
that's
was a Painter Servant.
Oh,
Painter
yeah,
Servant,
okay.
yep. And I don't know what he's named. I'm going to assume it's going to be blue
Yep,
for
Pyroblast
Pyroblast.
features heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, that was Wasteland.
Yeah, he gets wastelanded.
Yep.
That hurts, because that's a big land. He has a Gorilla Shaman in his hand. So maybe it doesn't hurt so bad.
I think Ian's fine. He's set up to combo off.
That's the
turn.
grindstone.
Like he doesn't. There's really not much here that Ian's gonna be able to, or sorry, that Matt's gonna be able to do against.
Yeah, and since he used his wasteland, he can't even like Flicker Wisp or anything to like
Yeah.
do something
he's
cheesy
just,
to like
he's just banking on he's just banking on Ian not having any lands. Wasteland is 3 to activate, right?
Wasteland?
Or sorry, Grindstone.
Correct. 3
Yeah.
to activate.
Yeah. So so I don't believe that Matt has any reason to know that he has the Simian Spirit Guides, but
yeah, he has 2 and a land though.
Like he just has won this game. Like there's literally nothing else happening here.
We just watched Painter Servant combo out on turn 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Feels good.
That was.
Where is your Swords to Plowshares, Matt? Your deck has failed you for the last time. But
Yeah.
these masterpieces.
I don't know.
Those are pretty.
So I mean, like, obviously this is a little late. Like, I don't think Thalia does much here, but I'm not sure that Stoneforge did either. So I'm not really sure. I guess there's really not any reason to do Thalia instead.
Yeah,
but.
Death and Taxes doesn't really interact with this deck very, very hard. It's got like the Swords to Plowshares, but other than
Doesn't have
that,
Kataki's War's Wage or anything.
maybe out of the board, and I think that's pretty rare.
The other thing, I mean, the things that it does have to interact with, so Recruit of the Guard into a Phyrexian Revoker.
Okay,
So
Revoker
it
is
usually
pretty
has
interactive.
2 or 3 of those.
Yeah.
Now, like Aethersworn Canonist and stuff's not great. Sanctum Prelate is fine.
Usually they can find a Pithing Needle out of the board. Like most everyone runs Pithing Needle, and that helps.
So I'm hoping, I'm seeing Matt just skip over his Rest in Pieces, but Rest in Peace would be great.
Yeah, because it interacts with the Entomb and the Goblin Welder.
Yeah, I'm seeing him grab Pithing Needle and Surgical Extractions. Those are great. The Rest in Peace would be so good, but he's just leaving it there.
Well, I mean, it's great.
I mean, Surgical Extraction is better.
Yeah.
For sure.
I think when you're playing against Painter, it's usually not black-red. So I don't think usually you're thinking about the black aspect of like the Entomb.
Honestly, this Black-Red Painter Servant deck is kind of on the newer side.
Yeah, like isn't it? I've seen mono red and I've seen blue red, but I don't think I've ever seen.
I feel like even in just like the mono red version, I would still want to bring in Rest in Peace just to turn off the Goblin Welders. But
Yeah.
I don't know if Matt's thinking about the Goblin Welder though. If he, I mean,
he didn't see.
He's probably
He didn't,
just thinking when
he didn't
see it.
Yeah, he didn't see very much in that last game, so that's fair.
Painter really has like. We haven't seen it around a whole lot lately, and so I could just see Matt not really knowing how to play against this, which is fair.
If you're not playing online a lot, like I see it, every couple of leagues, once every couple of leagues, but even then.
So I'm seeing Ian bring in Blood Moons, which is pretty cute.
I mean, it takes out Wastelands
and honestly, I've played a few matches of Death and Taxes. I think more of their lands are non-basic than my 4-color Stoneforge deck. So
they have 4 of Rashad Port, 4 of Wasteland, 2 of Caracas,
3 Caracas usually, I think, and then
sometimes
4 Cavern.
Four
Cavern Souls. Yeah.
And then there's the canopies that are coming in, and he's just like,
yeah.
Wow. The Blood Moon could be very spectacular, especially if he doesn't have a vial early, or just gets stuck with that white mana.
Yep.
But if he has the vial,
it doesn't matter.
It's like irrelevant, right?
Essentially.
I don't know. Like, it gives Ian a lot of time, right? Like,
the Swords to Plowshares is really what is gonna throw a cog in his works, and the Blood Moon does stop that even through a vial.
Ian's strat here is going to definitely be slow down Death and Taxes as much as possible just to buy himself some turns to get to the combo. And if he gets it, Death and Taxes is going to not be able to do very much.
Yeah. I agree with that. I mean, if we see a Phyrexian Revoker out of Matt's hands, that could also put a barrier to the stop. It looks like he's
a Batter Skull.
I saw a Pirate
Flicker Wisp.
Is that 3 or 4 lands on the other side? No, Ian's got a good number.
It looks like a lot. So it looks like he drew into his 4th.
Yeah.
With a Welder on turn 1, though, right?
Is it a Welder?
No,
there's a Grindstone.
Oh.
I believe I saw a Pyroblast or Red Elemental Blast, maybe.
Yep, it looks like a Pyro, and then a Simian Spirit Guide.
Yeah, Monkey.
Yeah. So it's a bit of a slow hand on Ian's part, but.
It's a Caracas.
Blood Moon. Or another land.
A 5th land. That's a little rough. I don't think he wanted that. I
don't think any of us wanted that. We're all rooting for the Painter Servant deck to win, right?
Game 2, I want the Death and Taxes to win, and then I want the Painter Servant
so you
deck
want
to
this
just
to be a good
I want the thing that's going to result in the most
magic play.
Extreme excitement.
Ooh, he's gonna
100% agree.
Yeah, getting rid of the grindstone there is pretty good.
Does it?
I'm surprised.
Does it exile?
It does.
It does exile.
Council
Yes.
Judgment is exile.
I'm surprised
there
that
we go.
Ian actually played the grindstone that early. He didn't need to. He didn't have the combo ready. He's not really gaining that much from doing it that early.
If it didn't exile, he would be in really good shape right now to just bring it back because he played the.
Yeah.
He has a land that he can sack for it, but he doesn't even.
So I'm
He doesn't
seeing
have
a
any of the other
Flicker Wisp,
pieces.
a Mirroring Crusader.
The Batter Skull's in between them. And then the last one, I think, is the Sword Splashers.
Oh, that's pretty good. It's a pretty good hand.
Yeah, he's got a lot of outs to the combo.
And Ian's hand is not great here.
I mean,
I'm surprised the Red Elemental Blast stayed in. I guess he's just banking on Painter sticking.
It's his best removal spell.
Yeah, it protects the Painter if it ever sticks.
I guess that's fair.
So I guess this is an end of turn activation on the Goblin Welder.
Oh yeah, so for Ian's entire turn.
Yep, there's no Goblin Welder. It's not
Yeah.
really going to matter though.
No, he wouldn't
So-
have been able to do anything regardless.
So from Ian's perspective, I would
Is that
say
Ensnaring Bridge
hard
that's
cast.
his last card?
Is it Ensnaring Bridge?
I think it's Ensnaring Bridge at the very end.
Oh, that would be very good.
So the 2 monkeys.
Yeah, Ensnaring Bridge.
Oh, okay, that changes things. I was gonna say I was just gonna consider just hard casting the Simian Spirit Guide, but that Ensnaring Bridge does change things.
I do like him pitching the 2 Simian Spirit Guides there though. To
Yep.
empty his
That's-
hand.
Yep, agreed.
Pretty clever.
It is. And this Pyroblast can also be cast out of his hand so that he can't attack. But
mhm.
the Flicker Wisp was already out of range anyways.
Yeah, and Mother of Runes
Yeah.
doesn't matter that much.
Now this Pithing Needle, what's it going to name? I think we do have access to... The headphones should be right next to you.
Oh.
I imagine
I
he's gonna
buried
name
them.
Grindstone. He might name Goblin Welder, but Welder's not doing much now.
I would usually name Grindstone. Oh, we're getting echo.
Oh yeah, just close that.
Oh, I can just
Yeah.
close it
Yeah.
completely?
Yeah,
No.
you're good.
It's probably too late now, but...
So it looks like he
We're
hard cast a
professionals
Simian.
here, everyone.
We're so professional. He hard cast a Simian Spirit Guide so that his hand only had 1 card in it.
A 2/2 is respectable. The Grand Prix last week, the Dragon Stompy just beat someone down with a Simian Spirit Guide.
I've been beaten down by Simian Spirit Guides more times than I can count.
Is that's gonna be Brain of Filth?
No,
White
Engineered Plague.
Engineered Plague. Ah.
Yeah, so
So-
he's going to name...
Oh, Elemental.
Elemental. That's interesting.
I would have named Human, I think.
I mean, generally that's the best option, right?
Immediately that deals with the biggest creature, but he already has Ensnaring Bridge, so I don't think he needed to do that.
Yeah, and this Rashadenport actually doesn't like doing...
If he did
Yeah.
name Human, then there'd be a double striking 1/1 coming at him. I don't know how
So
relevant
his
that is.
his Pithing Needle, I'm
probably
assuming,
Vile.
is Vile.
Yeah. Let's hard cast the Thalia. Feels so good. Now you're going to hard cast it with the port so you have the Caracas to protect it, right? At least that's what I would be thinking.
Okay, he's just using 2 planes. That's essentially the same, and he has both options up. Right?
Yeah.
I don't think you port.
Oh, yeah, I would not do
He
that.
ports him, though.
Well,
I mean,
this
it's
is
not-
this is where naming Human is so much better.
it's not terribly likely that Ian has an answer to the Thalia, but yeah, that was I think that was a slip up.
If he named Human, I guess his Spirit Guide would still be a blocker.
And the
but
thing is, the port didn't even really do that much. Like,
Well, yeah, the thing is the Mirren Crusader could attack. The Thalia would be dead, but the Simian Spirit Guide would be able to block it.
Yeah.
and kill and trade with.
Maybe he's afraid of some equipment that might come down, like a GTA on the Marin Crusader would be like really bad news. I feel
That would
like.
be spectacularly bad news. Yeah.
Well, but yeah, it would be. Yeah, that's true.
I think having action against future Flicker Wisps is fine. Now, I don't know why Matt's not actually casting the Flicker Wisp into the Ensnaring Bridge to get an attack off.
Engineered Plague is still out.
It's
right?
okay. The Flicker Wisp, I think.
Oh, I see. Just to
still
get the
flickers,
trigger.
so, yeah.
It's not clear that that's.
It's not necessary. Like, it's not a
So
spectacular.
does he have Painter Servant in play now?
He does. He just
Okay.
cast it.
Okay.
And then he was swordsing it in response. He
Yeah, of course.
countered it with the
Yep.
thing.
Obviously.
So now he's just looking for a way to get the Pithing Needle off the field. Probably another Pyroblast would do it, and then
Oh, he needs
wins.
a Grindstone too.
Was that?
He doesn't have a Grindstone.
Oh.
I think it's REB that he
Oh,
destroyed.
okay.
Yeah, that's Red Elemental Blast. So he can get rid of the Pithing Needle now.
I'm really bad at identifying the Masterworks.
Yeah. No, so he has Pithing Needle, Ensnaring Bridge,
Painters.
Painter Servant.
So he gets Wastelanded, but then immediately draws an Ancient Tomb again.
Because life's fair.
Both players still at 20.
I think so. So my theory is that I don't think Matt sees the line of exiling the Ensnaring Bridge to get an attack in, and even if he does, it doesn't seem like great value here.
Maybe not yet. I think you're right. I don't know why he keeps wastelanding when he just needs to go up to 5 land, or I guess 6 lands, to get this Batter Skull in play. But he could have a Batter Skull.
But the Batter Skull doesn't. Well, yeah, and then if he can stick that onto the.
I think, yeah, you just Batter Skull here, right?
And then bounce the Ensnaring Bridge and get a good attack in. Like,
Yeah.
if the Marin Crusader can go, hi, I'm a 6/6.
Yeah.
Double strike.
Smack you for 12.
Well,
it really
the
just...
Simian Spirit Guide jumps in the way, but yeah. But a Sword of Fire and Ice plus a Batter Skull on the Marin Crusader says, I go through all your guys.
Because here's the problem, like, all he has is the Batter Skull, right? He should absolutely stick the Batter Skull. I don't think the Wastelands made sense. I don't think that was useful.
I mean,
but
Ian's just been picking up land after land after land,
Yeah.
and he should be it.
Maybe he's just protecting his Thalia.
But gaining the life off of that attack is useless. So he has to get the Sword of Fire and Ice before he can
You're not wrong.
do anything.
Yeah. No, he's probably got more Flicker Wisps in the deck to see.
So Ian's got Red Elemental Blast, and his second card is a Bob.
Huzzah.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, it gets us to the Grindstone and
Yep.
the win faster.
Oh no, it's good. It is absolutely a good card. Just
Now, when are we going to have a masterpiece, Bob?
I'm sure it's coming. I'm sure
there's the
close.
Judge Foil.
That's not a bad option.
The Judge Foil is quite attractive.
You're right. It is. It's a good one.
So interesting that he used the Caracas, to get the Recruiter of the card, but he didn't do that for.
So he's going to get Phyrexian Revoker here, right?
I imagine.
And he's just leaving up.
He's
Sanctum Prelate.
Well, whatever. You do you.
Is Sanctum Prelate a legal choice? I think so, right?
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 or less.
2 or okay.
Uh-huh.
And
I was thinking 1 or less for some reason.
And he just probably names 1, right? To keep him off of Grindstone and any of those Pyroblasts.
Yeah. I can't quite read the name over here. Is that Quintao?
Yeah. Quinlau.
Did you hear him name a number?
They've just been around my neck. I need to, like, whip them up on my head as soon as they play something that you have to declare.
Did he not counter the...
But he's just casting this, so apparently it wasn't 1.
Well, it's in his
No, it's in
hand.
his
It's
hand.
not in play yet.
Oh,
It's not in
okay.
play yet.
Do we still have a Lotus Petal in play?
No, he sacrificed it for the. He sacrificed
in
it
his
to
hand.
do the.
I thought he would
Pyroblast,
just
I believe.
throw it in off of Aether Vial or something.
His Aether Vial's Pithing Needled.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. His Aether Vial is Spinning Needle. And
It
this
looks
red-
like it's a 1, yeah.
Yeah, so this Red Elemental Blast. Now, I'm not understanding this glare that we're getting on the bottom side of the screen. This is the first day we've had it.
So the Sanctum Prelate, a little late, obviously. Must feel bad, I would say, from.
I wouldn't say it's too late, though, because it's still keeping him from getting rid of Matt's Pithing Needle, which is keeping him in the game right
Yeah,
now.
actually, I'm a little surprised that Ian didn't just crack off the red elemental blast in response to him casting.
He didn't have the extra mana for it.
Oh.
He only had 1 mana active.
Oh,
Yep.
he's like,
cast
nope, you can't.
Nope,
You can't
nope,
do it.
nope. Yeah, that's a bad time there. So now Ian's going to be feeling the death and taxes pain a little bit here. He can't even drain his hand very well because everything costs mana.
Pays 1 for his Lotus Petal.
Yeah. Well, he even paid the wrong... Whatever.
He just paid red for Bob.
Yeah, he had the black for the Lotus Petal. I'm going to go mention that, but we're just going to
No,
assume
it's
he
fine.
tapped his mana correctly.
He's fine. He's fine.
Tap your mana correctly, boyo.
Yeah. Honestly, even at a GP, if I didn't get called over to the table about it, I would just let the players go on. It's fine.
Stoneforge Mystic. Doing
I mean,
the things
you got to
and
get the
stuff.
sword here, I think, if that
Yeah.
resolves.
Yep.
And then do you just look for a wisp to get your guy through or something?
He's got one already.
In his hand?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been holding it.
Very wisely.
Oh, that's not a good one. I wonder if he has the sword.
So is he...
Well, I mean, he can attack into him because he can't get these 3 blast effects out of his hand because of the Sanctum Prelate.
Oh, yeah.
Dang,
The
he
Sanctum
should've-
Prelate is
he
building
should've-
up his hand.
He should have attacked with the Crusader that turn, I think.
I agree, yeah. It's okay, we're not thinking clearly here, apparently.
Because the Bobs couldn't block it, and
I guess it dies to Bob. Oh, wait, no, it's
No.
black and green,
yeah.
right?
So
What's the actual wording on Goblin Welder? Any predictions for top 8 today? I don't know what our top 8 will be.
wait, I don't even know what all the decks are.
I know one of my buddies who always plays Jund.
I think you target an artifact on the field and in that person's graveyard, and you swap them places if...
So are there 2 artifacts around for... Choose target artifact player controls target artifact card in the player's graveyard. Yeah. So if there's an artifact in the graveyard for Death and Taxes and an artifact in play, he can use his Goblin Welder to get rid of this Pithing Needle. Now, how well do we remember this graveyard? Is there an artifact in there?
I don't...
There's not one.
Yeah, I can't think of an artifact that would have gone to his graveyard.
Wait, why did he say that you can't do that on the mom?
I think the mom might have said blue, because all of his creatures were blue.
Yeah, but no, but Ian was like pointing it out and told him to back it up.
Because if it's... if he names blue, the Jitte falls off.
Oh, yeah.
I think that's what he was pointing out.
Oh, yeah. That's
He didn't need to prompt him for that. He could have just been like, okay, your GT falls off, you know.
It's
That
true.
might have been what he was doing.
And then take it for. I think he was prompting in order to not take the damage. But I believe he was trying to prompt him for it.
He also might have just been friendly about it. Like, it's not like he hasn't done a couple of sloppy things and taken it back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. I keep forgetting things like the...
I think I will make a
GT
prediction
before.
on top 8. Death and Taxes usually.
In our story, yeah. I know that Paul is not playing Death and Taxes because he switched the Chalice version.
And Ray said he's playing Lands this week.
Yep.
And
He
Ray's
was
a
on
formidable
Lands.
player, and Lands is a formidable deck, so I might see
his
that.
opening hand of the first game that I saw was Manabon, Taiga, Ghost Quarter, Glacial Fortress, Lesbian Stage, something else.
Yeah.
6 lands and a mana bound. I was like, oh my goodness. You're terrible at Magic. Get good. Get good scrub.
You
Oh
know.
my goodness.
Oh, man.
So Ian's got 3 in hand, I think?
4.
No, he played a land.
but his bobs are showing him 2 cards a turn. So he's
Oh no,
picking
you're
up
right.
3
No, you're
cards.
sorry. No, you're right. You're right. I forgot his actual draw for the turn.
Bobbin and Snaring Bridge aren't the
They're
friendliest
not
cards
the
to
friendliest
have.
of cards. He needs to kind of trade him away for some creatures or something.
So he
What's
flickered.
flipping? Stoneforge Mystic.
I don't like when people flip over the card, but that's just me.
So he
Yeah.
grabbed the recruiter.
Okay.
Okay, that's at least good.
Yeah, that's a pretty good get. Man, there's tons and tons of permanents on the field right now.
I think Ian made a mistake in not just firing on the Pithing Needle right as the Sanctum Prelate got cast.
Yeah.
Well, he didn't have
Well,
a mana
yeah.
then. He cast his Grindstone instead.
So he's got to pay 1 more for that.
So you think he just made more of a mistake in hastily making his grindstone?
Okay, he paid 1 for it. Okay.
I think so. I think you should have waited a turn for the Grindstone. I think you should have kept up the stuff knowing that Sanctum Prelate was coming out.
Now, the Blood Moon doesn't really impact Death and Taxes at this point that badly.
But if he waited for the prelate to come down and it named 1, then he just never
No,
be
no,
able
he
to.
counters
Oh,
the
okay.
Prelate.
Yeah.
He doesn't allow it to resolve.
Oh.
He casts it, but he counters it.
I mean, that he wouldn't have the answer to the Pithing Needle then.
That's probably what his logic was, because he only had 1 answer in his hand at the time.
But I mean,
But
Matt's
I
already
mean, now
showed
he
him the
literally,
Sanctum
literally
Prelate.
can't cast it, right? Like
Yeah.
he doesn't have another out to the Sanctum Prelate. I don't think.
Oh, you're totally right. I'm just saying
Also,
that's
there's a Toxic
probably his
Deluge
logic.
somewhere. If we see a Toxic Deluge, this would be spectacular.
So yeah.
But I imagine that this is going to name. This has got to name the Grindstone. Has to.
Yeah, so he's got 2.
There's
outs to
no
it.
reason to name Goblin Welder. I mean, there actually is a compelling reason to name the Goblin Welder, because if he names the Goblin Welder... Okay, I think Ian just scooped up at that point.
Yeah,
Like,
too strong.
yeah, too much control, and I don't think Ian had the right answers there.
Mhm.
He needed to do that. He needed... I don't even think... I think actually... Oh, no, because you're right. He didn't have the mana to play that after the Grindstone.
So
Yeah, that's awkward.
one thing I want to do, let's fix the exposure on this camera so we can try and get rid of some of this glare. Configure video. There you go. Advance. And we're going to exposure. Sorry,
Oh, exposure to the.
Whichever side makes it darker. Yep, that's it. Yeah, let's take a look and see what it looks like. I like that a lot. Let's go to that. That should deal with a lot of the glare. Now, if it's not, we'll have to move the camera a little bit. But regardless, what are you guys' predictions for top 8? Our Twitch stream, our wonderful Twitch stream.
I don't know what all's out there.
Now, the back table, it's Corey on Grixis Delver with standstills in his deck, and then Brandon on Allure.
So this is Corey.
Grixis Delver. Yep. Not sure the game count.
And
Someone's
Brandon
up.
on.
Yeah, Brandon on Lurin. Just the 3-color Lurin. So he has no recruiters, none of that. He's going to just draw cards like a boss.
Just give a little peek at this one. So it looks like he's blocking.
Switch that back to 2.
Oh,
So we can see when they're ready to go.
yeah.
You can pull us up in, oh wait, no, studio mode. We'll be able
I'm just gonna bring this
We'll
up
be
so
able
we
to
can
see
like
better.
look at it really quick.
to, yeah.
Do you know what kind of token that is?
That is an elemental token. That is an arcade
Okay.
elemental token.
Yeah, it is from a
Young
young
Pyromancer.
Pyromancer. Yep.
Look at all these basic lands that he's
Yeah.
fetching for.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Jeez.
I mean, Alurin does not play Wastelands.
Grixis Delver.
Yeah, and it's not gonna play Blood Moon either. Doesn't have any red.
Maybe, well, I see a Pyroclast in there, but I don't.
Is he playing his own back or
Blood Moons?
what's it called? Price of Progress?
I mean,
They could.
Are we sure it's actually Grixis Delver? Like,
that's what it looked like. So the shell was Grixis Delver with standstills in it.
it doesn't look like there's any black.
I don't see any black.
It just looks
That's
like Red
true.
Blue Delver.
Maybe I was wrong. Well, it had young Pyros and everything. That's why I assumed Grixis. I'm just bad at Magic. Those who can't do cast, right? Except two of us day 2 the Legacy GP. Where were you, Sean?
Was it the one on that Saturday that one time?
No.
Thursday.
In Vegas.
Oh, I was here.
Oh, I see.
I won here.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah,
3 rounds.
I think.
Good job.
Yeah, I think it's Blue Red Delver. I don't think it's Grixis Delver.
You can almost see what's in Matt's.
There's a
Almost
Caracas. It looks like a
Do we have a turn on
surgical.
Blood Moon?
Is that a surgical?
It is a surgical extraction. There you go. Turn 1 Goblin Welder, turn 2 Blood Moon.
Does he have a Spirit Guide?
Didn't he have a soul?
Or
He doesn't. I see. There's probably an
Yeah,
engineer.
there's a
class.
Pyroblast and black card.
engineered plague.
No turn 1 play from Matt.
There's a Pyroblast. Let's see this thing. Let's do some sweet fire magic over here.
Land tap, no activation,
I mean-
no attack with Welder. I think that's kind of weird. Like, if you're not gonna play an artifact, it's not gonna do anything, and you just attack with it. Like, it's 1 point,
Yeah.
and he doesn't win on that access anyway.
Yeah.
But I would still
He
do
can
it.
win on the axis, but like,
Yeah.
Still, it's questionable, but it's not like anything's going to be crazy. Yeah. Oh, I can't read the name from here. Yes, a Tony T. It does look like Blue Red Delver.
Yoitz Tony.
What?
I don't know. I don't know how to read
it's
that.
Tony. Yo, it's Tony.
Oh, yo, it's Tony.
That's
Oh
probably
my
Tony
gosh.
Taormina. So we're probably gonna start a Provo testing group, just for every weekend or every Sunday or whatever, just to get out and see what's going on in Legacy.
I'm hoping in the next couple months I'll be able to move up here, and so I can come on Saturdays
Are you
and
living in
Sundays.
Provo?
Ooh, the Thalias hurts
I'm
here.
living in Syracuse, which is like by
That is
Layton.
the other way.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
okay,
like
so
in Provo, I see.
Ian's hurting now. He missed a land drop. He got his Badlands wastelanded, and now there's a Thalia.
Get the Soul Land and just knock him out.
And there's a port.
There's a Lotus Petal.
That doesn't help because he can't
It
cast
costs
it.
1 to cast.
Yeah.
Well, there goes that Blood
Ooh.
Moon. So much for that plan. Well, I guess Thalia wins games.
Yeah.
Turns out.
It's starting to look really bad. Leaves up the port.
Yeah, you just ping his Goblin Water here, right?
How far are we from Syracuse?
About 45 minutes.
Yeah. With no traffic.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good.
Well, 45 minutes if you're not speeding.
Yeah.
I can get here in 30.
Right off the freeway, right? You live close to the freeway. Or are you way out in the
Like,
boondocks?
I'm like pretty close to the Great Salt Lake.
Okay.
So it's like 5-10 minutes to the freeway.
Okay.
All right, please,
this
Ian, play your
this
Lotus
is a good
Petal.
40 some odd miles, right?
I think so.
Okay.
I can't imagine Ian's not going to play his Lotus Petal here.
It's worth it to come here, though.
He needs it.
I mean,
I-
we fired double-digit Legacy and Modern. We had double-digit Standard a couple weeks ago. We're firing a draft. We've got all the Commander players you could hope for. And with the Fungo crew, all the Commander players from Fungo coming up here, and
And there's AC.
there is air conditioning here.
That's huge.
We actually are in the room with the least air conditioning in the building, and it's still fine.
It is.
Quinlau, we run Legacy every Tuesday night and every Friday for FNM.
Yep. And then every second Saturday we have 5 p.m. $7 winner box, which that's an interesting tournament.
What day is that?
Every second Saturday. So the second Saturday of every month. And then we'll have the 22nd of July. It's Legends of Legacy. It's going to be a, almost a Legacy Classic style where it's a $35 entry, but very heavy payout, 13 packs per player, and very top heavy.
So Ian entombs to get the Painter Servant in his graveyard, which is a little late now because he does not have the
Welder
anymore.
And even if he gets a Welder, it's going to die to GT immediately.
Yep. So I don't know that the Entomb actually helped him at all. But
the Duretti? Does the Duretti get it back?
I don't actually know if
mode.
he's playing Duretti or not. I
Okay.
actually just legitimately don't know. Wait, does Grindstone cost 2?
With Thalia? Yes, it does.
No, but he paid 3 for it. Oh no, there's a port. Sorry, I forgot about the port.
Well, there
Okay,
goes
yeah.
Painter Servant.
Oh, that feels bad.
So now it's time to find a soul land so you can get Engineered Plague, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, what is the Planeswalker? Is that Chandra?
Yeah, this Chandra,
So
whichever the new one is, the 4-mana one.
So I guess maybe he ults that.
And wins off casting spells. I mean, yeah.
Crazier things have happened.
What's the
I mean-
CMC on Engineered Plagues? 3?
It's 3, so he needs to get a soul land or 2 spare guides or a land and a spare guide. Like a soul land here
Is
would-
really good.
Yeah, it turns off Thalia and pretty much everything else out of the deck.
And I can't really see how many counters are on that GT though, but he's still got to fight through all of the counters on a GT.
Well, he doesn't with an Engineered Plague because at the end of turn, it'll just die anyway.
Well, yeah, but
I mean, he's got 5 counters on there, but
the GT doesn't need to be on a creature to activate.
but don't forget his whole plan here now is
That's
just
true,
Chandra.
but it
His
kills-
Chandra's the entire plan. That's all that he can do, I think.
But in order to get to the Chandra, he has to get the Engineered Plague down to kill
Right.
his Thalia, right?
Yep, agreed.
Mhm.
And Recruiter now.
I mean, the game's over. It's okay. I don't know why. Of all the things to get in your deck, I would have gotten my 2/2 Mirror Crusader. What's that?
And it looks like it's over. Yeah.
Yeah.
Picks it up and it's 2-1 for death taxes. Now let's go back to the other table.
Woo! They're still going. That's
There's-
a Crane? Glitness
Nice.
Crane.
Yeah, I mean, that's my favorite one.
No
I love
allure-
the builds of Great Screen.
No Allurin in play. But
Hey,
there's a
just-
Cavern Harpy.
He's almost to the combo, guys.
Grixis Delver's not going to be able to... Or are we
Dude,
gonna
he's playing. This is
Sorry.
This is blue red. There's no
This
way.
is-
This is Grixis Delver.
Blue
Sorry.
red standstill Delver.
Don't get mad.
With Fire and Ice.
Yeah, there's no way there's black in that deck.
Not with the Wastelands and Mishra's Factories, and no black sources so far.
Yeah.
Although when you're playing Young Pyromancer without Cabal Therapy, like, really? I don't know. Cabal Therapy and Young Pyromancer
Cabal-
are just like
Cabal
a match
Ther-
made in heaven.
I mean, like, ball therapy is very good with Pyromancer. I think Pyromancer is good without.
Move that up there temporarily because I put standstill.
Those names are big.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
So he is getting.
I agree. Rip Painter. I wish Painter made that one, but Death and Taxes is Death and Taxes.
He's surgicaling something. He's going to get... Okay. Baleful.
Oh, that was the other card in his hand. I guess he
Ooh.
must have gotten that off of Glint S. Crane.
Savage.
Yeah.
Okay. That's pretty pretty good.
So it means that Corey can kind of get there with this. I'm gonna go get life totals and game count so that we know what's going on.
Okay. Yeah, without the Baleful Strix, the Allurin combo isn't near as consistent, I want to say. Like, instead of turning it into Necropotence, just with Cavern Harpy, like, it's like the only thing you can bounce that's like that is, I guess, Glintnest Crane is all right,
wow.
but you're not finding anything anymore.
Game's tight too. The fire and ice is relevant, but it can't kill the Glint Nest.
So on game 2, Corey's up 1-0. That's
Okay.
8-6.
They're in game 2. All right.
Yep. Corey's up 1-0, and it's 8 life to 6 life.
Yeah, I actually think Corey's in a pretty bad spot here, though. Like, like, Allurin doesn't have to go off here. He just needs to get 6 damage through, and Fire and Ice is not going to stop the Glint Nester Crane.
No, it's not, but he does have the 2 Mishra's Factories, so he can crack in for 3, forcing blocks. Like, the Glint Nester Crane's a 1/3, right?
1/4.
Yeah. Is it a 1/4 for 2?
I'm pretty sure.
Let's double check. Because this might be all that matters here. There is a Snapcaster range.
Oh, no, it's a 1/3. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
My bad.
So it is.
Does this work?
Almost.
Oh.
You can fix it.
Does
I mean, you
this
can
still
fix it
work?
live if you like.
'Cause
Not bad.
not terrible.
Okay. So we're fetching for a new land. We're at 5. Okay, so I saw a snap with a Fire and Ice, which can be good. There's also a bolt there. So we can get we can get like an attack snap bolt, fire you.
Yeah.
Like that could win if he doesn't block. But I mean, there's still also this option with the Cavern Harpy to block and go back.
Only lose 1 life?
Yeah, only lose 1 life instead.
So I'm guessing he's firing on the Harpy.
1 Harpy, 1 U.
Yep.
It's just like, yeah, I'll take 2.
It makes a ton of sense because then you get your Glint Nest Crane to activate again, which is like so good.
Without the Baleful Strix, it's not that great.
It's not spectacular, but you still have Charlotte.
Well, he's gonna.
Yeah.
Does he pay 1 to return to his hand?
Yeah, it's 1
Okay,
life.
Okay, yeah. So he's at 6 then.
Yep. We're gonna force.
And yeah, he's not going to block because he doesn't want to lose his crane.
Yep.
So he takes 3. So that should put him to 5.
Or
Or sorry, no, to
3.
3. To 3.
Did we just see him learn? I think he just got an learn. Glintnos is coming in for what?
So it's 4 to 3.
Yep, 4 to 3.
And if that's...
So in response, don't you just snap bolt here?
Oh, it was another Harpy.
Interesting. I thought it was
All right.
a multi-killer. Yeah, it was Corey's.
And Corey takes it down 2-0. Right?
Yep, there we go. Well, that was fast. That was spectacular. Let me go get time on the round. We should be pretty close. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I was thinking Cavern Harpy was a 2/2. So yeah, that does change the math there with the fire. That was a lot better.
Just drop the headphones.
The surgical extraction move on Corey's part seemed also pretty strong to get rid of the Strix.
Also pretty bold because he was at a pretty low life total, I felt like.
Yes, but so given that the Harpy is a 2/1, and he knows that he has the fire in hand and plenty of lands, right?
Yeah.
Surgicaling that means that the Lurin player's down 2 cards basically because he was going to draw 1 from the Strix, and he knows that he's safe from the Harpy because he can just ping it, and if his opponent takes the damage from it, that's great because he's at such a low life total. Yeah, those Mishra Factories just got in there. It's really good.
That's a kind of interesting deck. Like,
Yeah,
blue-red standstill.
Yeah, that is. I have not seen anything like that before.
I wouldn't think blue. You only have to choose. You'd only choose 2 colors because Mishra's Factory kind of makes it hard to go 3.
Yeah.
And
What's interesting about it is, I guess we didn't see any Delvers for sure, so we don't know if he has Delvers. I played at, but we know that he had Young Pyromancer because he had the Elemental token.
there's a Jace on top, so it's probably
Yeah, that's not surprising. Like, because what you're gonna want out of a standstill deck is you're gonna want to have be able to stick something relevant. Mishra's Factory is okay. Jace is really good.
Yeah, with the Jace, I would say that there's probably not. Yeah, we're seeing his whole deck, and I didn't see a single Delver unless he just boarded them out.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So I would expect this is just blue-red standstill.
Yep, and I'm guessing that the idea with the Pyromancers is get a wide board of elementals, then stick standstill so that you can kind of have this bunch of chump blockers in case they still have a creature, and you can kind of go wide and swing through. And then, from the chat, Snapcaster is great for giving the deck reach, and I could see Lightning Bolt being very relevant here in this matchup. Like, you don't care if standstill pops if they're like 4, and you just go bolt, snap, bolt. So that is really interesting.
I love control decks that get to play G-Probe, and this deck totally does. Like, it works well with, Force and...
If you're playing G-Probe, I feel like playing black feels very powerful with Cabal Therapy.
Definitely,
especially
if you're not playing Standstill.
Yeah, especially if you're playing Pyromancer. So it feels a little rough that the land bit situation just isn't quite good enough to play Grixis colors. But I wonder if you could pull it off if you didn't play Wastelands. Although I don't know that you'd want to do that, because if you stick your Standstill and then they just play their own Mishra's Factory, then you're going to have a bad time.
Maybe he's not playing Wastelands.
No, I saw Wastelands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there were some in his graveyard in the last game for sure.
I'm going to start resetting all the...
Plus, you wouldn't have much against lands either. That would be...
Yeah, that'd be pretty rough.
I mean, you're going to have a much faster pace than them, but they're going to be like, yeah, sure, okay, Standstill, it's fine, whatever. Draw, go.
Okay, main camera is going to be Ray Miller on lands versus Jeremy Levitt on Infect.
Which side is which?
Not
man, Brian. Just
the backup camera is going to be Koryu again, and then Kyre is going to be the other guy, and he's on Esper Deathblade.
It's table 2.
Right hand side is Ray.
So the other side. You did the wrong one.
It's supposed to be this one over here.
This is Ray.
Okay. And table 2 is the main camera?
Yes.
Okay.
I know, it's weird. We should rename it.
And who's the other one?
The other one is Jeremy on Infect.
Oh, Lands v Infect. That's an interesting matchup.
Yes. That's why I put it on camera.
It's a good one. I like it.
And then our backup is going to be the Blue-Red Delver versus
I also like that
Deathblade.
the names here are backwards on our note. That's pretty good.
Someone probably switched them at some point.
It's pretty great.
We can always rename this. That's how it goes.
Okay.
All right, so Lands versus Infect. That'll be an interesting one.
Do we want to have them with the life total dice or no?
I mean, we're gonna be watching Lands and Infect first, so.
Wait. This is where we're at, right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. Why is this still here? Oh.
Okay. We just got to get an iPad out there with life totals for both. That'll be just so much better. But
I don't know. I don't think you'd be able to see it on the camera.
I've seen streams doing that more than not.
Oh,
even
okay.
phones you can see.
Okay,
It's true.
Those numbers on those dice are only.
No, yeah,
They're pretty small.
sure. I meant like I thought that the phones would just look like a bright white screen.
If you get the right color contrast, it can be fine. Like if you use blues and reds and stuff.
Anyway, so
I feel like this is a tough matchup for lands because Infect just goes so quick.
It depends on if you can get
Yeah,
a Glacial Chasm or a
Punishing Fire.
Punishing Fire or a
Yeah.
Molten Vortex or a Mazavith. So if you can get any one of those cards, like he's
Yeah,
got
that's
a lot.
a
Of
lot.
stuff.
Yeah.
But they're all so other than Punishing Fire, they're one-ofs though. I think.
I believe so.
And
Yeah, maybe 2 Mazavith.
maybe
But
my
Crack
memory.
Rotation and Gamble can get in there.
Yeah, maybe my
Yeah.
memory isn't that great. But does Infect run Wasteland? I don't think it's
It
a
does
Wasteland
not,
deck.
no.
Mm-hmm.
It's just trying to go faster than the lands deck.
Yeah.
And it can happen. Like, it looks like they're both mulliganing because of it.
Yeah, I was gonna say right at the front. I was trying to decide if I considered either of these decks particularly favored. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that I do. Like,
I think Wasteland Punishing Fire Molten Vortex is like really good against Infect.
yeah,
I
absolutely.
think that's solid. But if they don't have any of those, and Infect just goes like turn 1 Glistener Elf, turn 2 like combo.
Yep. Yeah, like if
Life's hard.
if Infect just goes off,
If one of them
lands
is
doesn't have
favored,
much.
if one of them is favored, I wouldn't say it's by more than 15%. Like it wouldn't be huge.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess 15 is a lot, but that Maze of Ith.
Yeah, so they're saying that there's one Wasteland in Infect that's a good crop rotation target. I can see that.
So they have one Wasteland, one crop rotation.
I mean, it gives them an out to Maze of Ith and those sorts of things, which makes a lot of sense.
Wasteland in Infect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Wait, do you play crop rotation in Infect?
Yeah.
one. So you can get your Blink
This is-
or your Inkmoth Nexuses and
Okay.
probably your Wasteland.
Okay.
Pendlehaven too. There's a bunch of good targets.
There's a lot of good utility.
So we see a G probe, a couple of lands.
Grove of the Burnal is in the graveyard. What?
It's almost like he's gonna play a Life from the Loom.
Or something. I think he passed it back.
That would be a good card in lands.
It's good for lands in reverse in this matchup. So good.
So he's got another Grove, he's got a fetch land, and he's got Glacial Chasm. Seems good.
I'll be right back.
That would kind of explain why the Grove hit the graveyard so soon. Is that an elf?
I believe so.
Oh, I'm gonna full screen this.
Yeah. Oh look, it's some Haze of Ith too. Is that a Punishing Fire?
Looks like a gamble.
Oh yes, you're right. Yep. Yeah, it's the Glistener Elf.
What the? That's weird.
Alright, so that must feel bad from Infect player's perspective. He's sitting on a Pendlehaven and the unblockable Infect guy.
Yeah, the slower Infect guy isn't. I guess having two attackers against a Maze of Ith is pretty good.
It's important, yeah, like he needs that so that he can get through the Maze of Ith, but...
This is an all-foil Infect deck.
What happened to the other land that was in play?
That's a good question.
Because he didn't play Maze of Ith on turn 1. He played... or at least I don't think so. Maybe I just missaw. Yeah, I guess he must have played Maze of Ith on turn 1, and I just thought it was a fetch land or something.
Do you know what this card is?
That's, I believe, the Glacial Chasm. Oh, no, because he has the new art Glacial Chasm. That looks like a basic? I mean, that's the card he discarded off of Gamble. I knew that.
He's loaming it up. Okay.
Oh, it's a Horizon Canopy. Oh, so he sacrificed it. Okay, all right. That makes much more sense. Student I don't know that Legacy is the most popular format at Paragon, but it is a solid one. Like we consistently get at least double digits, if not over 20, for Legacy events. So it's definitely big, but there's also a lot of other formats that get played. So
I'm giving it a good pump. Can't tell what that pump spell is though. Okay, so he wastelanded his Maze of Ith though.
yes, he did.
That's pretty good. But that's his one wasteland.
And Glacial Chasm is gonna probably come down next. And he's just gonna loam up the Maze of Ith anyway.
Yeah.
So actually, I take that back. He'll probably just play the Maze of Ith. Oh, or the Glacial Chasm.
Yeah, the Maze of Ith doesn't do as much here because he just gets through with one of his guys anyway and could just pump.
Why did he sacrifice the land?
I think when it enters, you sack a land. Yeah, when it enters, you sack a land and then you pay 2 life for the rest of it.
Yo, it's Tony. Highlights from Vegas. I did do pretty decently, at least on day 1. I ended up going 7-1-1. I was playing Esper Deathblade. Highlights, let's see. I'm trying to remember if there was anything particularly interesting on day 1. But mostly I think it was just kind of standard matches that I just happened to do okay on. There was a pretty tight game I played against Standstill on day 2 that ended up coming down to me minusing Jace on my own Snapcaster to get a Brainstorm into a Wasteland on his Mishra's Factory to swing through for lethal. But it was a bit of a contrived situation. It'd be hard to go through the whole story because it really took the whole match, and that match was 35 minutes long. So, but yeah, I ended up 7-1-1 on day 1, and then scrubbed out hard on day 2. Turns out my deck was not so good against the white-blue control decks. All right, so. So at this point, I think Infect is going to have a bad time. Like, I don't think he's got much that's going to be an out to the Glacial Chasm.
No, and there's also a Thespian stage that can just copy it if his life total ever comes
he's just going to, as soon as he's got the mana, he's just going to loop them every turn and not even pay the cumulative upkeep. So I think Infect is actually just locked out of this game. But I don't know. Like, I can't imagine there's anything main board that Infect could do here.
If there's no Wasteland.
He already used the Wasteland, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What were your highlights from GP Vegas?
Yeah, we already went through that.
We already did that.
Yeah. What were your highlights from Vegas?
I played against Oops All Spells at 4-1. So there's an Oops All Spells deck that was 4-1. Then he got really salty with me because of a life total discrepancy at the end of the game. And I mean, he trashed me game 1, and then I Force-a-Willed him game 2 and 3. Like, I kept a hand with a Force-a-Will, and game 3 I kept a hand with a Force-a-Will and a Surgical Extraction. And his only other win con was empty the Warrens, and I still had my Massacre Worm main deck.
Oh.
Like,
what deck were you playing?
Food Chain.
Okay.
The other highlight was I 2-0'd Burn on day 1. My only 2 losses were to Infect and Black Red Reanimator. And the Black Red Reanimator one stung because that's one of my better matchups. But the Infect one, I was like, okay. He almost lost to himself because of some of the plays he was making. But it's okay. I kind of essentially I coached him through a win. So that he could go 8-1 at his first GP. And I'm like, I'll do it some other day. And then day 2 was 2 burn decks and a sneak and show. Just like, Magic's hard.
It's almost looking like we're to the Dark Depths. We're getting close to the Dark Depths combo. Not there yet.
He didn't play a land this turn, did he?
I haven't seen one yet.
No.
So, I would play colored mana. He doesn't have much of a reason to play a Maze of Ith.
Yeah, not really.
Oh, Ghost Quarter.
I mean, so he can Ghost Quarter his Glacial Chasm in order to find something else and then bring it back, right?
Well, I mean, he could just not pay the cumulative upkeep, too.
Yeah, but if he Ghost Quarters his Glacial Chasm, he gets an extra land, and then can pull it back with Life from the Loam.
Yeah, but I mean, like, he could just play a land and not need to do that either. Like,
you're not wrong.
I just don't know that matters.
You're not wrong.
I guess he might be thinning his deck, I guess. I don't know.
Like, yeah, go to copy the Glacial Chasm with the... No, he doesn't have enough mana for that. I was going to say, when...
No, you can copy the Glacial Chasm off the Thespian stage now.
Yeah.
Ghost Quarter.
I was going to say react to it with the Ghost Quarter to get rid of his old one. but I don't even think that does anything
Maybe.
special.
Does seem grim for Jeremy.
Agreed. Yeah, no, I think Jeremy lost this game when Glacial Chasm stuck with the Thespian stage. I don't think he has an out at this point. He's trying to argue about understand how.
How it works.
Yep.
It does still have cumulative upkeep, but it doesn't copy the number of counters that it has on it.
It does not.
That's so nice. Well, that was the best dredge ever.
Not that it matters at this point. He has everything he could ever want.
We don't have deck lists for our FNM now, sorry.
We will be getting it for our $7 winner boxes and then our monthly Legends of the Legacy style tournament.
Yeah, I think Ray's just gonna go for the kill next turn.
Yeah, he'll pay the 1 for the cumulative upkeep and then play a land and go for it.
I'll pay the 2, but yeah.
Isn't it just 1 for
No,
cumulative
it's
upkeep?
pay 2 life per H counter.
Oh.
There's no reason he wouldn't go for it, right? He's not going to get, like, a flyer put in the way of his 2020.
I mean,
It would deny him... He has to do it end step, so he's just going to do that end step.
and then untap with a punishing fire ostensibly.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, like he's fine.
Life is hard. Life is hard.
Like if he really wants to be super conservative, he could just life from the loam to grab the Glacial Chasm here, and then just play that the next turn. But he doesn't even need to do that.
Yeah, why?
Like he should just win. Like Jeremy can't do anything anyway.
As long as he's got a wasteland or something, it's even if there's a Inkmoth Nexus, there's the blocker gets out of the way anyways.
Yep.
Now, if there's a specific deck that you're interested in seeing, we can get a picture of some of these decks and post those.
And do please, if there is a deck that you're interested in, we can try and prioritize those for our stream.
That's not at all a problem. We get a hand pick who plays on stream anyways. And we get 4 players on there, so that's like a good third of the Legacy players tonight. We had 12 Legacy players. 14 Modern, got a draft, and then 4 Standard players, and then who knows how many Commander. There's probably about 6 or 7
Standard.
of them.
I was
Four
so
Standard.
my highlight from GP Vegas actually was the sign that got put up on like Friday evening, I think.
Yeah.
That was
No more Standard on demand.
afraid out of lack of demand, we're not going to be doing any Standard on demands this weekend.
Oh, my
Wow.
goodness.
Oh man.
Well, now that Marvel's no longer a thing in Standard, people have been having some fun brewing.
Yep, and that's the game.
1-0 for Ray. So, how do you guys feel about the metagames for the formats right now? From Las Vegas, like, the metagame seems pretty healthy.
For Legacy?
Yeah.
I agree. What my impression from Vegas was, the control decks, like the numerical decks, are definitely still a thing.
Uh-huh.
And that, at least from my experience, that was the top tables of day 2.
Yeah.
So what I experienced for sure on day 1 was a lot of tons of different things, which is what I'm accustomed to in Legacy.
Yeah.
You play lands, you play Delver, you play Dredge, you play whatever. Like, I think every single one of my matches was a completely different deck.
Yeah.
And on day 2, I played white-blue control 3 games in a row.
That's terrible, but outstanding.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I was listening to the podcast Eternal Durdles. Sam Ruckus was one of the 11-0s, and then the only 12-0, the only undefeated player on day 2 was, if it's something Coke, I forget his first name. He plays Infect. He was the only 12-0, and so
Wow.
Infect had beaten the white-blue control. But yeah, 2 white-blue controls were the undefeated on day 1, and that was my 6-1 match. He ended up conceding because we went to time and I had to kill on board. But like, the deck exists and it's still good. It's not as outstanding as original Miracles was, and it still is weak to food chain.
But it's
So
still
it's one of my
playable,
good
and it
matches.
doesn't go to time like the other one.
Not as often.
Not
certainly.
as often.
Although we had a
That's-
lot of time constraints.
Yeah.
There were a lot of like overtime matches. Like, we were going 20, 25, 30 minutes overtime.
So Quinn Lau, I don't think Standard's a gimmick. I've I've played against. I've played in Hearthstone enough to know that standard is really, really important for the game to stay alive. If you never cycle anything, then the format gets just like absolutely broken in half, and you cannot keep the power levels in check. Legacy is good because there's so much game now. Like there's so many cards in Legacy that like it's impossible to break it in half. But when the game is like, maybe half the age, like Magic would not have been able to survive.
Kind of like how Extended was for a while.
Yeah. Like Modern has got this awkward point where it's like you can print a new thing and it will become a completely new deck. And it'll just break the format in half, and everybody has to try and deal with that. That never happens in Legacy. Like there's never like just a completely brand new deck that nobody can deal with.
Yeah. Even Eldrazi had people had their outs to it.
Yeah.
But you need the games to change over time so that people keep their interest, right? Like as much as we like want to pitch this as WotC being like corporate greedy jerks, like at the end of the day, if they're not making money, the game stops existing.
Yeah.
So like there has to be some place where income comes in, and that means that there has to be stuff that people want to buy. Yeah. And that means
I think
new
that's
cards.
what he means by a gimmick, though, is like standard exists so that packs sell.
But people say that as if it's like some corporate like conspiracy to steal money from the players, and that's not true. Like the players' interests are being kept in mind by having standard.
It's not a conspiracy if a corporation is built to make money. So we're not like, oh no, Wizards is trying to make money.
But I mean, like it's not nefarious, right? Like it's not. It is important for the players. Like it's not just we're taking advantage of the players being willing to spend money, and we're getting that for the sake of WotC. Like if the game is not making money, then the company stops making stuff, and that means that the game slowly kind of just dies off.
It's kind of how Ascension was very early on, where the expansions were so far apart that people were losing interest really quickly.
Yep.
And they had these championships and stuff to like keep it going, but once they sped it up and partnered with Ultra Pro, the game actually like increased in its playability. Yep. Because now there's always new cards to try and stuff. Yep. Where a lot of LCGs have this problem where they need to rotate so much faster.
Now I will say this: I don't like standard. I have not. I think it's a terrible investment as far as like being a player is concerned, and I don't think the format's been good in years.
Unless you're like a huge grinder and you like, oh, I want to go to every event, and so I have to have like a deck in every format. Then I get standard, but I honestly don't. I have a multi-$1,000 legacy deck, but I can't afford to keep up with standard, and they're usually like,
Like it used to be where you could kind of transfer between the formats, and they'd each have their quirks, but there was like you felt like you were doing things in each of them. This standard, like the first 3 turns of the game are just like, am I even playing Magic? That's how I feel when I play it. Now I generally try and play Control in standard, so I have a different experience. But like, playing a Scrap Heap Scrounger on 2 is not nearly the same as playing a Leovold on 2. So,
all right, we're gonna go back to our other game. I just brought that other one up for entertainment purposes.
For the peeps. To watch Kyer playing not Jund.
So game 2. What does Infect bring in to assist them here?
So I mean, Pithing Needles would be solid. What other like land destruction do they have?
I can't imagine there's much. I mean, they might have surgicals, and that is good.
Yeah.
Like
if something gets hit off the life from the loam, he can just get rid of Glacial Chasm or whatever.
Yeah, or he can even just hit the glacial or the life from the loam.
It's true.
And punishing fires.
Yeah, and so
surgical solid if that's in there.
Excuse me.
But I legitimately don't know what else would even be in his deck that would be helpful.
Nature's Claim? That helps for the explorations and...
does it? Wait, no.
So Nature's Claim can stop Molten Vortex and Exploration. Yeah, they're both enchantments.
Okay, that's good. The Spellskite, that stops his...
stops the Punishing Fire plan against the Infectors.
And Maze of Ith.
If he attacks with it.
Yeah, he has to attack with it.
Well,
but why not?
Yeah, why not attack with your Spellskite?
To protect him. I think he's thinking that.
Viridian Corruptor, I guess, blows up.
Fine.
Like,
Yeah.
at this point, it would blow up that Sphere of Resistance.
I mean, we're kind of assuming that those are the things in his sideboard, but
I
Yeah,
think
I'm
he has
just-
a relatively stock list.
yeah.
I'm just looking up, just the stuff that he could have. I'm just looking at this. Oh, that's a modern deck. Still.
I was gonna say. Yeah, I think surgical is really like the only serious thing that he can bring in here that's gonna actually help him out. Like, oh, he might bring in Swords to Plowshares.
Yeah, if he's got that.
Um,
We haven't seen him fetch for white.
if he
Now, the
has
Sylvan
those.
Library came in, and I don't believe that's main deck. Maybe I'm wrong.
Grafdigger's Cage is not bad. If he's got
Really?
that.
What does it do? I thought it was creatures.
So creatures can't enter the battlefield.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking that gave it. I was thinking that gave it Shroud. So never mind.
No.
Yeah, I don't. Sorry, we're just like looking up random infect lists online to like guess at what the sideboard might be.
Yeah, because we don't have deck lists.
I saw one of them that had Source to Plowshares, so that does seem like a weird inclusion though.
I mean, if you're worried about Reanimator and lands and stuff, like it makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, I saw. Yeah, the list I saw had Savannah and 4 Source to Plowshares.
Yeah. It's not.
I mean, so the thing is, like, Source of Plowshares is only good to, like, buy yourself an out to one instance of the combo going off, which is, like, just a clutch. Like,
Yeah.
I don't even know that I would want to side things out for that. Like, it just slows you down so much.
Hierarch makes white too.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Backs it up, so you're not just relying on the one.
I mean, the thing, I don't think, like, the mana is the rough thing. I think the rough thing is, like, you have to side out 4 things in order to get those swords into your deck. And I think you definitely need to have the ramp.
I feel like
Yeah, if there's a Rest in Peace, that would be fantastic. Rest in Peace, I've got that in my sideboard for Esper Deathblade, and that's like the biggest card to play against lands in my experience.
Yeah, I'm glad I have 2 surgicals in mine, because
Yeah.
you hit Loam and then you hit Punishing Fire. I mean, they sideboard Punishing Fire out against me, but you hit Loam and you hit like Wasteland or something, and you're just like, cool, let's play Magic now. But Food Chain also has a great matchup against lands. See, the thing is, people complain about some of these decks that are like big pillars of the format, and my deck just attacks it from such a weird way that like I'm just like this is a good matchup for me. I don't know what you're talking about. And then people like just trash Infect and stuff, and I'm like, I can't beat that deck.
Yeah, that's what I love about playing a Fringe deck. I play Mud, and it's like I come at the format from such a weird angle that like people's sideboards, I frequently
They're like not
are
even
like,
ready for you.
Yeah, they're like, I have 15 cards in my sideboard, and literally nothing comes in against you because they're all useless.
See, luckily I have like Null Rods and stuff.
So I really loved playing Esper Deathblade before the Miracles ban, because Stoneblade decks were like the same thing, that people weren't really prepped for them. Like, everybody had Pithing Needles, so they'd bring in those, and every once in a while there'd be Null Rods.
Yeah.
But
Even then, like 2 pieces of Fate for your whole deck.
yeah, and most of the time people like just didn't know what to side in. And I think one of the things that was really awesome when I was playing at the GP was I would play a Stoneblade deck, and it's playing kind of like white-blue cards and some black cards, and people will think the black is kind of weird, but just basically assume that I'm playing that same sort of control brew as all the other white-blue Stoneblade decks, but I'm way more mid-rangey. Like, I call myself basically Esper Jund is basically what my deck is really trying to do.
Yeah.
And so everybody like tries to play like super control-y, and their deck is not good at being control-y, and I just like dominate the early game, and they get wrecked.
So Tony's saying that one time Food Chain misdirectioned him. He played out, I believe it was like an Elvish Spirit Guide or something. Goes to Abrupt Decay my Food Chain, and I just misdirectioned it into his Elvish Spirit Guide and swing for and combo out for the win. That happened once.
Esper Jund sounds awesome, right? Right?
Isn't it the greatest? You're like, I'm playing Jund, but with Esper.
Yeah, no, Liliana, 5 Thoughtseize effects, a random Jace though. Like,
you have an
it's
Unmask
so
in
sweet.
there?
It's so sweet. So I'm not playing Unmask, although I am thinking about trying out Unearth now.
I really like that card.
I really like the idea of having an extra, like a rub-in card to be like, oh, you thought you dealt with True Name once.
Well, and most decks only really have that. The
Yeah.
one card that can deal with Turn
Yeah.
Nemesis and hope that they can win before you get your next one.
Yeah.
And you're just like, Unearth, or like, Snap Unearth.
Yeah.
And they're like, no. that makes this, like when we were talking, that makes the Snapcaster Mage
and it seems
that much better for
and
you.
it seems really, really strong against like the white blue control decks.
Absolutely.
Which I think is definitely a rough matchup. So I'm gonna have to try that out.
I like it a lot. Also, so what do you think about, there was the Hour of Devastation, essentially Unearth, that was spoiled. It only gets creatures with 2 or less, but it also has +2/+0 and drown or haste or whatever.
Oh, it's the Aftermath one, right?
Yeah. So it's the same as Unearth, but it only gets creatures 2 or less. And then Aftermath, you can essentially like Blood Rage them or whatever it is.
I mean, I don't see much reason to play that instead of Unearth.
Yeah. But it's like, now it's modern playable. Do you think there's some Grixis deck that can be playing, or maybe a 4-color?
I mean,
with Snapcasters and Kolaghan's Commands and Tarmogoyfs and stuff.
I really like it with Eternal Witness. I mean, that's all right.
Yeah, Unearth gets Eternal Witness back.
Oh yeah, okay.
Not the new one. I don't know. I saw the card and people are like, "This is not playable," and I'm like, "It's probably really good in Modern."
I think it's okay. I mean, like
2 or less.
Does it go to play?
Yeah, it's the same as Unearth. It's into play.
Is it an instant?
It is.
So I could see it being really sweet with like Snapcaster Mage and being like end of
Snap
turn
and Death Shadow.
Yeah, and Death Shadow seems really sweet too with it. I think somebody mentioned Tarmogoyf as well would be pretty solid. So like I could see it being okay. I think the only deck that I could really see it fitting well into a sideboard slot would be Jund.
Okay.
I don't know that Grixis Delver has a spot for it. Like I just don't know that what they would cut for it.
That's true. Maybe you play Moist Jund with Snapcaster Mages and kind of go all in on the Kolaghan's Command Unearth style plan.
We're talking about the new. We're not talking about Unearth. We're talking about the new Hour of Devastation card. And I'm trying to remember what it is.
Yeah, let me look it up.
Something to something else.
Yeah, well, everything's something.
But it's black for an instant that returns a creature with converted mana cost 2 or less to play, and then the Aftermath.
Claim to Fame.
Claim to Fame.
Oh, sorry, it's a sorcery and not an instant.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was an instant.
Okay, that changes a lot. Yeah,
it really does. Because if you can only do it on your turn, it's not nearly as good.
Yeah, because I was gonna say like end of turn, it does seem pretty sweet to go like claim.
Unearth is also a sorcery.
Oh,
it has cycling. Yeah.
Yeah, it has cycling for 2 though.
Okay.
But it can hit 3s.
Yeah.
For some reason, I've always read Unearth as instant. Both of these cards, I've done that for the last couple of sets where I'm like, oh no.
So we should have just looked it up. Shouldn't have trusted Brian. Why are we trusting Brian? But yeah, like if it were an instant, it would be really sweet to just be like end of turn, play the claim, get back a Snapcaster, flashback claim, get back like another guy. Yeah. That seems really sweet.
I mean, even on your turn, you go you flash back the claim, or you just hit like a Goyf or something. Like you Damnation, and then you hit claim, bring back your Goyf, and then just Fame it, and go in for 2 extra. Like,
man,
that's a lot of mana though. That's
it's
7 to do Damnation.
So Damnation on their turn.
Damnation is definitely not an instant.
Sorry.
Brian, sorceries can only be cast on your turn.
You're so right. Sorry. Damnation the previous turn.
But man,
and then
instant speed Damnation would be pretty sweet. I will give you that. Fun fact, even if they do misprint the Damnation...
the Oracle text wins.
The Oracle text will still say sorcery.
Even if you can't read that it says sorcery.
Ooh.
It's still a sorcery.
That's a Bajuka Bog. I mean, I don't know if it changes much. He still can't find an Infector.
With Quicken.
I mean, he might just be going for these Noble Hierarch beats.
Yeah. It doesn't look...
He hasn't been attacking with it.
No, it looks like the Thespian Sage just copied the Barbarian Ring, so there's 2 of them. And what's the cards in his hand? What are you holding, sir?
He doesn't have Threshold anymore, so Barbarian Ring doesn't matter. You cannot do that, sir.
Cannot do...
Is he sacrificing it for the Barbarian Ring effect?
Cannot do... Or maybe he copied Wasteland?
Oh.
Copied Wasteland. There we go.
Okay.
Makes a lot more sense.
I was going to say...
Chalice on...
1.
Why does he have 3 lands stabbed? What am I missing?
He used one to...
Oh, it's fair resistance.
Yeah.
I'm bad at magic, guys.
Yeah.
We've already iterated this multiple times. Quicken is modern legal. There we go. There we go. I was thinking of Quicken, obviously.
Obviously, yeah.
100%, that's all I was thinking. What's the Urza's something that gives an uncounterable and can be cast as, or draws a card or whatever? No, I'm thinking of Urza's Rage, which is the wrong card.
No.
There's a land that's like blue-green.
Yeah.
Tap it.
So
Alchemist Refuge
Yes.
or something?
We're playing Moist Jund for Quicken and Snapcaster Mage.
Oh yeah.
And you're playing Tarmogoyfs.
And double black Damnation.
And Damnation, and you'll just get there.
This
It's
deck,
okay.
this deck seems great.
It's gonna win every tournament.
How does it
all the time.
lose?
To the deck playing Death Shadow instead of
And
all
Blood
of
Moon.
this shenanigans. Yeah.
Any deck that has Blood Moon, they're just like.
I feel like Modern just turns over to Blood Moon. I don't understand why Blood Moon isn't more of a card in Modern right now.
Oh, but it so is.
Like it seems like Blue Moon should just be a real deck.
I saw so many people like their Modern deck was Blue Moon, and it was all foiled out. And I'm just like,
Deck is sweet.
why aren't you winning more tournaments?
Right?
Like, why don't I see you all the time?
I legitimately.
It's
don't
got to just have
understand.
really bad matchups. Like just a couple.
I guess what doesn't Quicken a Thoughtseize?
On your draw step, Quicken Thoughtseize. Why didn't I think of that?
Who needs a Vendilion click?
I mean, like, what deck in Modern doesn't just die to Blue Moon, or to Blood Moon?
Affinity.
Yeah, burn and Affinity
Affinity's-
still has a rough time.
Does it?
Yeah, like all their lands
They
are
actually
non-basics.
do need. Yeah, they do.
Like
need
they lose
lot
a
of
bunch.
lands.
Well, they're still artifacts, but like they can't animate any of their man lands, and they don't get.
I'm not a Modern expert. I haven't played Modern in
As
a
Foretold.
year.
That's true. As Foretold is cute.
Elves.
Yeah, Elves is pretty good in Modern. Mono green Stompy is pretty fine. Like, but the thing is if Blood Moon is as ridiculous as strong
Dredge.
as it is,
I guess Dredge probably doesn't have that bad of a time with Blood
No.
Moon.
a lot of their stuff is red. Like they've got lives and stuff, but like even then, you don't really care to activate your lives. It's like an extra dredger.
Merfolk.
So Jeremy.
Other Blue Moon
finally-
decks.
He finally found an Infector. Is this to become immense?
I think he's just counting out his graveyard.
It's separated.
Something's doing something. There's a Blighted Agent there, though, with Pendelhaven and 2 Noble Hierarchs, so it already gets in for 4.
How's the Modern metagame here?
I mean, I saw a Lantern Mirror. I saw Grixis.
Oh!
Uh,
Lantern Mirror.
Grixis Death Shadow. I saw Burn. I saw Elves. I saw Eldrazi. Like, I mean, it's pretty diverse. It's not just, yeah. Guess who was in that Lantern Mirror?
Huh.
Paul Berman and John Stock.
Look at that.
I don't know names.
Look at that player who just won the game off of.
A Berserked Blighted Agent. So Berserk can't be cast into the...
He doesn't have the mana for the Berserk.
Well, he just
No?
can't cast it into...
Oh, it's the
Chalice.
Chalice of the Void.
Wait. Oh, Berserk. Okay. But
So did
Become
he-
Immense is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's still 10 without
No. 1, 2, 3, 9.
10.
No, he didn't activate the penalty. He needed it
Oh.
to cast the. But yeah, he's just scooping up there.
So we're 1-1 now?
I believe so.
Or-
It looked like it. Because I don't think Ray had anything that was going to win on that next turn, so I can't imagine that Jeremy was conceding there. So I mean, like that's the opposite side of that spectrum, is where lands ends up just not getting any of their prevention cards, and even though Infect was stalling out, that like they just needed a single turn to get through. So what was in the, I missed what was in the graveyard from the Bajuka Bog. It certainly stopped him from going off with the Wasteland, but did he also get the Life from the Loam? Was that in the graveyard off of the Bajuka Bog?
You guys were having such an interesting conversation. I wasn't paying that much attention. I just knew Bajuka Bog came down, and
Yeah, if anyone in the chat was paying more attention than us, I would be interested to know if the Life in the Loam got hit. Because if that's the case, then yes, that was definitely pretty clutch. And I'm going to imagine that Ray is going to be playing a lot more carefully around Bajuka Bog for this game. Because that is definitely the sort of tech that I would not have expected, and would psych me out a little bit.
yeah, that was really a turning point though, because I don't know. I don't think Infect wins on turn 12 that often against lands, but that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
I almost switched over to that other game because I was like, this is so over, but brought it out.
Yeah, no, I mean, Ray wasn't doing anything, especially with the Bajuka Bog having gone off.
I think maybe Jeremy would have taken that away quicker if he had any other Infector. Like, he only got Inkmoth Nexus for the longest time.
Yeah. Yep, absolutely.
Okay, so it's a Berserk, G-Probe, 2 fetches.
It looks like there's a Force.
A Force. And that's a Blighted Agent, and I don't see what the last card is.
I think it's a Pendelhaven, I think.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
I was going to say Glistener Elf.
Oh, no.
It could be either.
I'm pretty sure it's a land. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, well, now it's...
He's shuffled a bit.
Yeah, that's a forest.
Oh, that is a forest. Oh, it's a Glistener Elf.
Okay. Yeah.
It's a forest Glistener Elf.
Versus there's Sphere of Resistance. Really? Hill to find.
Wow. Plays this 1 basic, turn 1.
Lol, lol, lol. That is better knowledge of that deck than I would have had.
Thespian Stage, Dark Depths, Sphere of Resistance.
Go.
On his turn 2. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
How many Invigorates he got? Oh man, and there's a sphere.
Even Invigorate doesn't help because there's a sphere.
Oh.
Why didn't he force the sphere? Well, I mean, he couldn't go off anyway. But I still would have forced that.
Would you have forced the exploration? Exploration seems like a fine target, and sphere seems like an even finer target at that point.
Yeah, I mean, so
the G-Probe isn't gonna do much for you after the sphere hits.
Yeah, no. So like, I absolutely 100% would not have let him resolve the Sphere of Resistance. There's no way that makes sense in my head. But the exploration, I could also see an argument for having done that earlier in the game.
Maybe I don't know.
Certainly feels bad now. Man, 2 life and all my mana to draw a card.
And I reveal Life from the Loam. This Dark Depths is coming at you every turn.
Yeah, you got it. You get that infect counter.
Now he can proliferate.
Yes. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like giving lands the extra turns does seem really bad when your whole game plan is to try and win as fast as possible. So like forcing exploration definitely does seem like a reasonable strat.
And he has a Brainstorm in his hand. I don't know if that's new after the sphere, but
and here's the thing, like he's just dead now.
He had pitch targets.
He literally can't even do anything now.
Or yeah, cards to pitch. I sense a Merit Lodge coming down. Well, there's a blocker. And he can't attack here, or his guy's just going to get eaten. It makes it a 19-19, but he is at 19 life anyway.
So he could attack, have his guy get chomped.
He's attacking.
Turn it into a 19-19, and then block with Inkmoth Nexus, turned into an 18/18. Then he could survive one hit.
Then he could take the hit.
Man.
Okay.
And all it does is cost him all of his lands and all of his mana. Oh, man.
Fetch. The Quinlau says if Jeremy had a Caracas in his deck, he could crop rotate, and then the next turn another Merit Lodge would hit the field. But it would at least.
But he has a Caracas, so he can like keep doing it.
Yeah, he can keep doing it.
But he will
until the Ghost Quarter
the
comes
Ghost
back.
Quarter hits, yeah. Yep.
Oh man, this looks bad. Let's see if he can pull out. Three. Bring back all my lands. Get your Inkmoth Nexus. He's like, yeah, I'll scoop to that.
Welp.
Yep. Ray taking it 2-1. After watching that, I want to say that lands is way more favored than I initially would have suspected.
I don't know. It does seem bad.
It has so many tools,
and I think that game would have been very, very different if the exploration had been forced.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
Yeah, something desperately went wrong there, but I think I would have forced the exploration.
Do you want to check in on the other match?
Yeah, let's look at it.
These names and decks are not correct.
It's also looks like it's
over.
I'll go check, but I'm sure they're done. Yeah, they're done. Yep, they are finished.
Do you know the time of the round? Might bring somebody in. Talk to. I mean, I have seen crazier things than for people to run a Caracas in their sideboard with crop rotation in their deck. That seems like a reasonable thing that could have happened. It wouldn't have brought him out of the game anyway, but...
We got 3 minutes.
Okay, so there's only 3 minutes until the next round. But I've been looking online, and that Caracas play, that would have been possible. It wouldn't have saved him, but I've seen Caracas in some of these Infect sideboards.
I mean, he could have done that in response to the Ghost Quarter. He could have crop rotated for the Caracas in response to targeting that with the Ghost Quarter. Sacked the Inkmoth to grab the Caracas, use the Caracas to bounce the token. Bought him some turns, but like he's just gonna be dead.
If there was no exploration on the field, it would have taken Ray until turn like 6 or more.
Yeah, no, sticking the exploration was real bad. Yeah, there was a whole host of stuff that was problematic there for Jeremy.
Can you think? So why would he prioritize keeping that Gitaxian probe?
So my honest guess is exploration on the surface does not seem like that big of a deal. That's not true. Like, it is absolutely huge. But like, I could believe, like, if you haven't played against lands a ton, that you could just actually just think that the exploration is just not that big of a deal, and you let it go, and then this is the game that you get to learn that lesson.
Yeah.
The Sphere of Resistance, I don't know. Like, he might have just blanked that he had the Force in hand, or like was just like, oh, I just lost this game, whatever, and gave up.
Yeah, because I can't think of a reason not to get rid of that that Sphere of Resistance.
Yeah,
like,
I don't.
The cards you're pitching, like Force of Will gets worse, and Gitaxian Probe gets much worse.
Yep.
And
you're not going to draw into anything either. Like, you don't have an answer to this board. So like, holding on to the Gitaxian Probe for like a clutch draw doesn't help you. So I don't think it makes sense. Yeah, I think the exploration absolutely should have been forced. And even that having been forgotten, there's no reason to have not just done it on the sphere afterwards.
Sounds like legacy pairings just came up.
Yep. Yeah, I'll go pick somebody for the camera. Any preferences?
I can't think of anything.
I'll go pick something.
A Delver deck would be fun.
Okay.
I always like Delver decks. I feel like they're the big dog in the format right now, and since I don't know, I think we're I don't know if we're doing a 3-round tournament or a 4-round tournament, and if we never had one the entire time, I feel like we'd be a little bit remiss. Ooh. I don't know if we have any Canadian Threshold players here. I'm gonna go double check to make sure we don't. Alrighty. We do not have any Threshold players here tonight. I double checked. But they're getting seated. Switch over to the main match. Do you know the names?
Yeah. Let me check. Okay, so main table is going to be Josh versus Kyer. So this is Josh. He's playing Miracles.
Ooh.
And I believe Kyer was playing... Yeah. I'll go double check.
Is it K-Y-E-R or I-E-R?
K-Y-E-R.
Okay. Yeah, Josh played Miracles before, and he's playing it after the ban.
Yep.
Grudge match, yes. I am so excited to watch this on camera.
Is Kyer playing Death Rights?
He is.
Okay.
So he's not playing a Replicase, but he's playing Death Rights. So he's essentially like, this is the match you were talking about that you were having.
Yeah, this is my matchup that I didn't like in day 2 of Grand Prix Las Vegas. Although Kyer is playing a very different version than mine. He's got like
they both have pink
Ponders.
sleeves. What a finals match here.
Kyer's got Ponders and I think 2 mainboard Jaces. Like he has a way more control-y deck than mine is. So I'm interested to see how he'll fare in the matchup and see if he navigates the control meta well.
So from what I know of both of these players, they're spectacular players in their own right. Kyra is definitely a mid-range player. Like, that's pretty much who's played in
Yeah.
every format all the time. And Josh is very good with control decks.
Control.
Yeah.
Period. In fact, he was trying his hand at Esper Deathblade and just like got angry at how, like in his words, how bad Thoughtseize and Deathrite were.
Yeah.
So I think this is definitely like a quintessential control player versus a quintessential mid-range player, which will be really cool to watch.
Yeah. And, I mean, the decisions here are going to be pretty intense.
Yes.
So both of them, I mean, expect tanking between brainstorms and expect, decisions on each of their lands, but they will both play a good clip, and they've played each other in games before. So.
Yep. All right, so I saw in Kyra's hand he's got 2 lands, a Force, a Counterspell, and I believe... Did I see any other cards? I mean, there's something hiding in the back. Looks like there's a Jace? Or is that a Spell Pierce?
I love how Josh picks up the 3 and just sets him right back down and draws that second island. He was, he's got everything in his hand but a second land.
Yeah.
And
Josh has played. Josh played Miracles before the ban.
Yep.
He knows that deck in and out, so
Oh my goodness.
he knows how to make these decisions, and he knows how to do them quick.
Like we used to say on camera, I mean, whenever we're commentating, watching him play Miracles is like just the greatest thing you can ever do. I put him on camera so many times just to watch him play, and like he always did well in tournaments. But
just like memorizing what's on top of his deck like that.
Oh my goodness, he never had problems with time from his end. Usually it was an opponent that would take too long on things.
So is this end step brainstorm or reaction brainstorm?
End step brain. Actually, I don't know. I don't remember if I saw if he drew the card or not. It looks like he
think
didn't.
he did. I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll
He's cracking the fetch too. It's probably end of turn.
I don't know if counter you don't really want to force a Baleful Strix.
Yeah.
Not in this.
No.
match.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't imagine he's gonna respond. The only question was whether he was gonna do like. Well, no, because Portent's sorcery, so never mind.
True. Portent's basically.
So that was an end step.
Yep. There's a Portent.
There's a Portent.
Now, Josh is playing without he's actually playing the miracle cards in his deck. He's playing Terminuses and Entreat the Angels, and so those are his win cons. He's not really going to go for the mentor
Swords
point,
on
at
top,
least
I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm finding the swords on top here.
Yeah.
So he has a Snapcaster Mage, bunch of forces.
Yeah, he's got a grip full of counter spells and some snaps to get stuff back. Now Kyra's in a very slow spot here. I don't know if I liked his opening hand, honestly. I don't know if I would have kept, because it really doesn't do much against the control player. And
Well, I think both of their hands, Josh really kind of lucked out hitting the number of lands he's hit so far.
Yeah.
sure.
So
He could just be locked on one, brainstorm locked, right?
Yeah.
That could have happened.
that very well could have happened.
But I mean, even if that's the case, Kyra's hand doesn't capitalize on that, right? His hand is a bunch of lands and some counter spells, and it's not going to do anything until far later in the game. And I don't think.
Yeah, he really
I don't
needs
think
to be
you
landing
want
more threats than a 1/1.
Yeah.
Sometimes at FNM, I will pretend like I don't know what the other player is playing, just for practice, and I'll keep hands that are, I would say good in general, but not good against the opponent that I know was playing whatever.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, yeah, at a Grand Prix, I would have kept that hand. Against a blind opponent that I didn't know, I would have kept that hand. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, it's got a mix of counter spells and a couple of threats.
Well, there were no threats.
Didn't he have the Baleful Strix?
No,
in
he's
here?
drawn
He drew
the
into
Baleful
it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's not like the Baleful Strix is a threat either.
Reads
I
it.
definitely-
You can target me?
I definitely side with
Oh yeah. No, Portent. So and this is actually a play that got me thoroughly wrecked a couple of times, where I brainstormed some cards to the top of my library and then subsequently got those right shuffled away.
Those are 3 land though,
Yep.
and I think he wants to keep that.
Oh, I sure hope that Josh leaves those there. Yeah, it's real bad for
They
Kyra.
are fetches though, so hitting him with predict doesn't even feel bad.
I think that the first one wasn't though. I think that.
No, I think it was Polluted, Tropical Island,
Yeah.
and then another fetch land.
Yeah, so I'm fairly certain
Okay.
that Kyra's going to draw a tropical here.
I think this is Polluted Delta. Yeah.
Oh, that's surprising.
Yeah, Josh didn't change the order at all. If I were Josh, I would have
Forced him to draw the land.
forced him to draw the land.
Yeah.
But Kai already had a fetch land in his hand, so he was going to be able to shuffle it away anyways.
Okay, that's a true name. I finally see what that card is.
Okay, all right.
Here we go.
True name is good, but it's not going to resolve.
And we're going to crack in response. So
He's going to try
cast
and
a counterspell.
He's going to cast a counterspell.
Into a force well.
He has a force too, but I don't think he has another blue spell, does he?
I don't believe he does. I think he just has the counterspell in the force. Life's hard, right, Sean?
And then you die.
Then
I mean, you
then
fight
you
this
get
out.
taxed
You
for it.
absolutely fight this out
Oh,
for
absolutely,
sure.
yeah.
Like this, yeah. There's no reason not to do this, but yeah, he's
because
he's losing
Kyra's
this.
going to go up by 1 card in this interaction, essentially.
Does he have the blue card? See, because he has the
He
force.
spelled the force.
If he's sitting here debating over whether he should, the answer is yes, you should, because especially main board, Josh is going to
Snapcaster.
do it. Just snap. Just done. Snap that Snapcaster against the. Stick your true name. Your Snapcaster is bad. Don't even worry about it. Just do it.
Is he just thinking, oh, I was just going to get Terminus anyway?
No, just do it, man.
No, I mean,
no.
The thing is
Oh,
there we go.
thank you. Oh, okay.
The thing is like he doesn't know which miracles he's playing against, and Josh isn't like Terminus isn't the common card to be playing main deck anyways. Like you might have a 2 of, you might have a 1 of, you might.
I thought
have
the
none.
common thing was to have 2.
Every deck I've played against, I never saw one.
I guess there's also Supreme Verdict, and
I believe he drew off his last. Oh my goodness! Well, when you brainstorm into forcible counterspell, like life's hard.
I don't know if he missed his trigger.
I don't think.
no, he drew it.
Because I think he
I-
drew the.
I don't think
Snapcaster
we've-
Mage. No, the Snapcaster Mage is there. I think he drew the predict that just is in his hand right now.
Oh, did he have another force?
He
Oh.
just brainstormed into it.
Oh god.
And forced counterspell.
Okay, I mean, and here's the thing. That's still all the right play.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody did exactly the right thing there. That,
See, the
that
thing
needed
is,
to happen.
the thing is Josh is down way more cards than Kyra is, and I think the predict whiffed.
Is
Did you just draw on true name? Oh my
yeah,
god.
but it's going to get counterspelled.
Yeah, there is a straight up counterspell. Wow.
I would have gone for that too. I would not have expected that he would have had another counterspell.
Oh, not
Like,
at all.
that's-
Jamming it there is fine. And the thing is like, Josh drawing this ponder off the top, like he didn't have
Yeah.
anything else in his hand.
That was top deck too. He didn't put that there. It was just
Yep.
random card. Oh, Ponder, we're back live again. We're just going to be drawing
Yep.
action for
And
days.
he draws Snapcaster here, and passes it back. So he's got Snap Counterspell, which is solid. But all the while, we're just slowly ticking him down.
Deathrite Shaman.
Deathrite's actually pretty big here.
We know there's a Swords to Plowshares on the top of his library, though.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's true.
No, that's an unexpectedly absent. My bad. Excuse
Okay.
me. So he can actually Snap Predict here and get rid of
I was
Deathrite
a
Shaman.
little confused for a second why he would let that resolve when he has a Snapcaster in hand, but since he has unexpectedly absent, like easy, just
Yeah.
put it on top, predict it.
Yeah, it's another way to get rid of it. Swords to Plowshares is not spectacular.
But it's not going to ever be any better than like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, that's fine.
Goes up to 13.
My attack meant nothing.
Hey, Kyra, you should draw a Jace. That'd
Oh
be
my
pretty
goodness.
Terminus.
And the last two
force
force
force.
wills in the deck.
good. Yeah, that's a shuffle if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, you've got no other shuffle effects.
Great cards though.
This is really fun Magic
I
to
mean,
watch, though.
Like, having
Mhm.
one force wouldn't be bad for Josh right now. He could force a Jace if Kyra lucks and draws one. But
It's a brainstorm for Kyre.
yeah,
Well, and he also just drew a
Yeah.
Terminus there, which he can hard cast at this point.
So does that a Ponder, 2 land, and a
Stoneforge
Stoneforge in
Mystic.
his hand?
Yeah.
And the Stoneforge is going to shuffle away these 2 land.
yeah,
Yep. And then he gets a new look with Ponder.
seems pretty good.
I like it quite a bit. I mean, it's going to force Josh to, prepare this. You know, this Terminus is going to be on tap, so.
Grabs the Batter Skull pretty quick.
Yep, I think that's
Solid.
pretty obvious.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think.
Jita is not going to do anything.
So are you going to Swords to Plowshares and end a turn on the Stoneforge Mystic just to force him to cast the Batter Skull?
Yes.
And then Terminus it away?
Yeah.
Or Terminus Germ?
Yeah.
Seems fine to me.
I feel like a lot of control players are patient enough to just
Get his
wait,
Death Right Shaman
get all
back?
of them.
So the only reason is because
Well, yeah, I mean, I guess there really isn't actually any reason to prevent the Stoneforge from going.
He's gonna do it though.
I guess he doesn't now. The reason is it makes him much less mana efficient. So Kyre could with his Stoneforge, with the Terminus action, be able to do stuff. But now Kyre can kind of just swing for one and sit back.
I would cast the Batter Skull here, I think.
Force the Terminus. Well,
Deathright's interesting. I don't. That's not bad.
well, when you just luck sack a Terminus off the top. I wonder what Kyra was saying right there.
He shrugs. Yeah. Sometimes you get lucky.
I mean, Josh does play with 14 Terminus. That's it's a proven fact at this point.
Yep. And we're gonna hardcast that.
There's another one.
Which is fine. Like,
yeah.
The thing is that now, like, 2 of those Terminus are gone. Like, even if there are more, like, that's a lot of those are gone. And I don't think Josh really has much else as far as outs go to this. So, like, Kyre can just sit back, play some lands, play a little slow, bounce that to his hand. He'll be good.
Yeah. And
so is that
now Josh has a force, but Kyre has force back up to protect it.
So they're both sitting on Force Brainstorm right now.
Oh, hello there, Jace.
yeah, Jace changes things.
Why, hello. Well, does it though?
Are you gonna hardcast your force here on this brainstorm?
It makes it so
Oh,
Batter
okay.
Skull's never gonna do anything. I mean, if it hits the table.
Oh, hey, look.
True name or True name Thoughtseize.
Ooh, true name. Wow.
That is strong, especially since he can hardcast the Force of Will into it.
Oh no, he put the Thoughtseize second down.
Did he?
Oh, that was a misplay. No. Oh.
He can't see it. The thing is,
I know he can't see it, but actually, okay. In Kyre's defense, like a late game Thoughtseize seems really bad against.
Yeah, and
control.
he's a jump player, and so he's thinking.
So no, like
this isn't gonna hit anything.
He's probably right to do that, but oh man, that Thoughtseize would have been so
Knowing
good.
what we know about that hand.
Oh, that Thoughtseize would be so
that
good.
Jace is gone. Hopefully you top decks one right here.
And bounce, of course.
Yeah. Let's see what your top card is, Thoughtseize. Come on.
If it's Thoughtseize, he's not gonna cast it though.
I don't know.
Can you tell what it was?
It's true name.
It's
That's a blue
Snapcaster?
card. I think it's a Snapcaster.
Okay.
Force.
Cast Force.
Force that son.
So he's considering
So if he
force
fights it,
pitching.
now if he doesn't fight it,
Force.
that's like the greatest thing ever. Right? Pitched.
Pitches his true name.
Ooh.
See, I like keeping the Snapcaster there because you
Really?
can brainstorm into more stuff. Like, well, yeah.
Or just
Oh well, shit.
has Kyre played a just counterspell, or has he just only?
I think he has.
And how did he get
one counterspell?
4 or 5?
Yeah, 5. I mean that's
Yep.
one, or it's actually 2 swings away because of this Batter Skull. Life's hard,
Yeah, that's.
and then you get to treat the angels in the face. Goes to 21. And
Plays the Baleful Strix
hey,
because.
it's not terrible. He can bounce the.
It's a start.
Yeah. I mean, it's not game ending yet. There's a brainstorm. It's not game ending.
Ugh.
I love Josh just slamming the trade like he doesn't even look. He's just like.
Did he know what the cards were?
No. He's been blind flipping these miracles. He's like
Because he's cast some brainstorms and they were quick, so I missed if he like stacked it, but he's gonna play out Jace here.
probably bounce the Baleful Strix. Put him down to 5th, or put him down to 5. Brainstorm response. Let's get that force. Nope, still no. There's
Nothing.
No.
I mean, we can still. So we put 2 back and Snapcaster Brainstorm and try and get it.
He put back and treat with brainstorm. So
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I was pretty sure I saw a brain. Yeah, he did a brainstorm real soon here, so like, I'm pretty sure that Josh knew that there was the entreat there.
There we
He
go.
didn't blind flip it.
Maybe he's just good at magic.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna bounce the Strix. He doesn't
So
really
Jace-
have much reason to do that.
Jace Stormin.
Yep.
Although,
Predict.
I would predict here and then Portent, right? Yeah, because you just throw away one of your flooded strands.
The only reason to not would be doing it to your opponent, but he already has enough cards in hand that you're kind of worried about him.
Yeah. And, I mean, there's a Swords Splashers there. So he can just swords this bird and put him down to 6.
Ooh.
That's another Portent, right?
Does Portent shuffle?
It lets you
just ponder?
It may.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Okay. It's
yeah.
ponder but draw at the upkeep.
Yep.
Okay.
Except you can do it on your opponent. Like, Portent's actually pretty sweet. It's just the delayed draw. Yeah. Yep. Bye.
Bye.
You're a 22.
Ain't no lie.
You're not a 22 anymore.
You're at 10.
You're still at 10?
Snap Sword's one of them.
Sure.
He goes to 14.
Sure.
Well, he goes to 14 and then he can equip Battle
Oh, you got
Scroll.
the untapped one. So he's still going to take
He goes to 10.
He's going to get a...
Is he?
Wait, why 10? Oh, sorry. No, I did my math wrong.
Yeah, so
10.
that's 4
So go
times
to
3,
10.
so 12.
So
Goes to
he's gonna try to kill Jace here, right?
Yeah, he equips Battle Scroll to the Snapcaster Mage, hits Jace for 6, goes up to 16. Like, it's not the worst you can do.
That's pretty good.
No. But
If he can find like a Sword of Fire and Ice here or something,
he doesn't have it in the main.
or a Jitte.
He could get a Jitte. Jitte would be okay.
I mean, right? You shuffle this up and just try and find that Jitte, because with a Jitte you can you'll gain 10 life back, which it'll save you.
It's a race, and you're winning that if you have the GT.
Yeah.
I mean, he's potentially winning this race anyway. I think he wants removal for the Angels would be really the big
You got
thing.
to source splashers.
Yep.
I mean,
That's a huge 2-1. Yep.
that is the biggest 2-1. It's the biggest Vigilance 2-1 ever.
Go for that. There's that Terminus.
You can hardcast. Because you're totally hardcasting a Terminus here. That makes so much sense.
Actually,
you lose your
yeah.
only attackers. Well, I guess you swing in for 12
Oh,
foot
yeah.
on 4 and then Terminus.
Sorry, I'm thinking Terminus deals with that big guy that is a problem, but he doesn't
He also
even need
loses
to do
12
that.
power worth of
Yeah.
attackers.
Yeah.
And
I'm
Kyle's got 2 cards to the one.
so from Josh's perspective, I'm trying to decide if he attacks here. I don't think he does because I think he wants to just block and kill the Snapcaster. Honestly,
Looks like he's going for it.
Josh doesn't afraid.
Down to 4. Can't stop, won't stop. Are we going to go for a Terminus right here?
no.
Oh, he's moving his mana like he
Is that a reference? Can't
What?
stop, won't stop.
What's in his hand?
I believe it's
There's
Terminus.
a white card. Is it a Terminus?
Terminus is in his hand.
Yeah.
1, 2.
You just decided not to
Stoneforge
cast it.
Mystic. Nope, Baleful Strix. Stoneforge Mystic. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
It's starting to look really good for
Ooh,
Kyer.
yeah.
Like there's certain hurdles to come over still, but
So I think Jitte is the only card he's got. No, incidentally, he's gonna get through, right? Like,
Yeah, he's gonna get through. He's gonna.
he doesn't necessarily know this, but he is safe to just jam it,
Okay,
but he doesn't.
so he goes up to 10.
Just goes down to 9. Yeah, I think he's just not gonna risk.
Strix.
Okay, I like the Strix.
Strix is not bad, and he has a Swords to deal with another one too. So like he's actually dealt with pretty much all of the Angels, which is quite good.
You know, barring something crazy on Josh's side here. One C away from the false cure. Yeah, get that GTA on the board and just. I mean, you're telegraphing what you got, but.
I mean, he's just gonna do it now anyway.
He hasn't countered anything else. He's not playing.
He's
Daze.
not gonna counter this.
Did
Yeah.
he gain his 6?
He did. He went down to 9.
Oh.
Off of his fetch.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's 9 to 13.
I thought he was
a
at
portent that he
6.
just drew. So I guess, yeah, that's Portent Kyer. Ooh, that's a stack right there.
Refreshing beverage.
Left it there.
Swings
in,
8.
blocks one of them.
Yep.
Goes to 5.
Yep. And Terminus.
Yep. just gonna do it. Like,
Puts his angels on the bottom.
there's no creatures left, so like Josh probably feels pretty good in this spot. Honestly, I would say.
I mean, he's got another entreat. He's got another.
Well,
choice.
he still needs to do something against the Batterskull because because Kyre's gonna just bounce that to his hand at the end of the next turn.
No, Kyre is going to bounce it and then cast it once again because he's got a land on top of his library, and that puts him at 8 lands.
I think Josh put the Ponder on top.
No, I think he flipped it.
That's a land.
Predict, target him. He's going to name
Force of Will. And I'm pretty sure that he put Ponder on top.
Nope. Ponder went on bottom. He just literally flipped the order. Draws his 2 cards. Now, he's only got 1 untapped land. There's a Snapcaster there, though.
Yeah.
Nope, you're right. Okay.
But the Snapcaster doesn't get rid of the Batterskull. It's going to come down again.
So it can cast Terminus from his yard. We can see a 4th Terminus.
Yeah.
Or is this just a 3rd? He's already cast 2.
He's cast 3.
Okay, yeah. So
But it doesn't.
a 4th.
My point was, it doesn't get rid of Batterskull permanently. Like, it's going to get rid of the germ again.
So
Yeah.
he cast Batterskull. Sure enough.
What did he pick up there?
Kind of looked like a predict.
Is it a predict or a ponder? But he's already cast 2 predicts. Or 3. He's cast 3 predicts. Are there 4 now? That is a predict.
Yep.
Life's hard. I totally know what's going on. We're playing a Terminus, right?
Just Terminus.
Oh.
I mean, that works.
That's better.
That's how you play
Oh
Magic,
my
guys.
gosh, with the predict.
Oh, man.
He can entreat from the yard. It wouldn't be for 3.
Oh, Gideon.
Oh, man. Well, that's one way to do it.
Wow, mainboard Gideon. Dang.
I forgot that Unexpectedly Absent was there. That card is, like, good or something.
Right? Turns out when
Unexpectedly.
you know what makes Unexpectedly Absent really good? Predict.
It really does.
Yeah.
Well, there's a Deathrite Shaman with a Jitte.
That is a lot worse than a Night Ally token.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yep.
What a game 1, though.
Yeah.
That was spectacular.
It was very good.
Fantastic.
You got it wrong.
Wrong.
Kyra lost
Oh. Shh. Wishful thinking.
Yeah.
that. I don't know. I think the long game, it's really inevitable for Josh, especially like he did draw the right cards, but it wasn't like he only drew the right cards. He was still drawing lands in there and stuff, and like that was a relatively average game for the Miracle deck.
So Kyre just had a really slow start.
He had a really slow start, but like that Batterskull almost got him there.
Yeah.
Like that was solid, and then
I think if Kyre had not pitched, I think if Kyre had kept the True Name instead of the Snapcaster, that would have been quite relevant.
Do you think
no, I guess not, because like his stuff ended up dying to Terminus, and it would have only been a few points of damage, so it wouldn't have been huge.
Yeah.
So maybe not. Maybe that didn't make a huge difference.
Do you think that shuffling away Thoughtseize changed much?
I mean, that would have hit Jace, which would have been 1 Brainstorm, and it would have been 1 attack at Josh, which could have been relevant for sure. But I think Kyre made the right play there. Like, there was no way for him to know that that was going to be his hand.
Past yet. There's too
and
much
with
stuff in my pockets.
With there only being 2 cards in his hand, like the Thoughtseize. Like, I wanted him to cast that Thoughtseize so bad, but there was no way that it made sense from his perspective.
Yeah, he doesn't necessarily see that. He's not seeing the bird's eye view. He only sees his side of the match and what Josh is, giving off. And Josh is pretty good with not giving off too much.
No, I do want to say, you mentioned earlier that Josh kind of had the inevitability game there, right? And like, he was drawing blanks a lot there as well. I had this great game at GP Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
I played against this super salty Elves player.
Yeah.
And in game 3, I end up Thoughtseizing him 3 times in a row in like the first 2 turns. Just rip apart his hand, and then I just like stick some guys and kind of just ping in there a little bit. And then I don't remember what it was that I clutched that I ended up drawing that kind of won the game for me, but I think it was a Zealous Persecution or something.
Okay.
or a Supreme Verdict or something like that.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so I eventually like draw that and play it out, and there'd been like a Lily that was ticking up, so his hand was empty, and we were just both top decking and hoping that we could get somewhere. We did that for probably like 6 or 7 turns in a row.
Wow.
Anyway, so he loses that game because like he was like way behind by all accounts, and there was no way he was drawing out of it as us.
Yeah.
But like at the end of that match, like he just like gets all grumpy and he's like, "Man, that's a heck of a top deck that you had there." And I was like, "I don't know what you're talking about because I drew lands like 3 turns in a row."
And then
we turned this into I turned this into a top deck battle because I have such better top decks than you. And he's like, "I don't know what you're talking about. Like Elves is great at top decks." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Elves is terrible at top decks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and that was, you know, in a less dramatic situation, that was what Kyer was dealing with here was, Josh has way better cantrips than he has. He has way better control over the tops of libraries. His predict shenanigans are just going to be something that you can just bank on.
Oh yeah.
And Kyer just can't do that. Like, he doesn't have the cards doing those sorts of things. He has cards that are trying to win the game. And Josh, by being conservative and playing control stuff, is going to just always have the advantage in that game.
Yeah.
And that's just what it feels like playing Deathblade against this deck.
Yeah.
Let them think top deck is good for a combo deck. Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
The threat count is high if you like 1/1s.
Yeah. What if I top deck my my
as far as
for my Glimpse of Nature? That's great, right? With my empty hand.
creatures.
Yeah.
Yeah. As far as the Underground Sea for Josh, I think it's just there as like a misnomer, trying to like make people think he's something else. That might be what it's there for.
I wouldn't be surprised if he plays like randomly has the all white creatures get -1/-1 in his sideboard or
Dread of
something.
Night or something.
Yeah, like there's so much death and taxes, I wouldn't be surprised.
You could cast Surgical for a black. I don't know. That doesn't seem good.
I'd be curious to look at his sideboard. I'm gonna guess it's sideboard tech, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Probably. We'll take a look here in a sec. Let them think top deck is good for him. I mean, Storm top deck's really pretty well at some points in the game. Like, if they're at like 2 or 3 cards and it's like LED, Past in Flames, you know, something else, you're just like,
Oh,
well,
man.
this is fair magic.
Oh yeah, so on Sunday of GP Vegas, I was just trying to like fill some time, and so I tried to go do the Legacy double up. And games 1 and 2, I ended up playing against the luckiest test players I'd ever seen. I literally countered the tutor so that the Storm player fizzled out, and the next turn he like drew ad nauseum and then just went off.
Oof.
I was like, like I sat there for 10 minutes trying to think if there was anything that I could have done that would have made me win that game, and the only thing that I thought was like, well, I could have been playing 8 Force of Wills, I guess.
Play twice as many. Yeah, Terminus did give Josh a chance. Game back. It was totally. I mean, it was the unexpected Snapcaster that really like.
Oh yeah.
Nobody expects the Snapcaster mage.
That would be a fantastic alt art.
Okay.
Spanish Inquisition.
All right. So Kyer kept a slow hand again. It's got Deathright, but doesn't go into much of anything.
There wasn't a true name. There wasn't. I mean.
Ooh, Jace. Ooh.
Yeah, you can get a turn 3 Jace out here.
I think that's actually quite relevant. I would keep these cards.
Fox is giving us a haiku for the day. Terminus gave Josh a chance, but Batterskull came.
No, he put it as the 3rd one. Why? He's gonna shuffle. No, why?
It's because Kyer doesn't like to play Magic.
Oh my gosh, he doesn't like to play control Magic. Clearly, man, nah. Turn 3 Jace would be freaking amazing against Miracles, and I think he would have stuck it too.
He doesn't know that though. Like you could just, I don't know.
Get a Jace. No, it's a Batterskull.
Well,
No,
I mean,
not bad either.
okay. He doesn't have a force, so like he can't defend the Jace if he tries to go for it.
Yeah.
So I guess that's fair, but like, oh man, he wants that Jace so bad.
Well, into this hand that Josh is presenting with Flusterstorm, you know, Force of Will, 3 blue cards. Like, The Jace isn't going to resolve it anyways.
The Flusterstorm doesn't help against Jace.
It helps against any forcible backup or whatever that card has.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So.
But he doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, Jace. Yeah. Okay.
So he's just looking for more like little guys to try to get in.
Yeah.
Maybe a Stoneforge.
I guess I have
QC
a.
agrees with us. He's like, what else do you want over that? It's like, that's spectacular. Rainstorm. He kept the land here. Okay. Yeah, I like that. He threw two.
Yeah, like, because here's the thing. Like, even if he doesn't stick it, like he's eating up all of these resources early game, and he's got a Batterskull in hand. Like that just seems so good.
He didn't have the Batterskull before.
No, he got that off the Ponder. So because it was a Ponder, like I understand him taking the Batterskull, but.
Oh, but he had a Stoneforge in hand.
He did already?
I thought he did. Maybe he just drew that.
I think he just drew that.
I think that was recent. I think he just had like cantrips.
Okay.
And
well, I hope he's at least brought in Sword of Fire and Ice.
If he hadn't, I would question.
Okay, thank you.
There we go. What's up? What is up? I will accept that. There we go. Creature nimble enough to obstruct a miracle trigger. Are we talking about the? Let's see. What's the new?
Oh, the obstructionist.
Yeah, nimble obstructionist.
That
it is
guy
nimble enough. Look at that. That's
know
3
what
mana.
that
You
is.
can draw a card off of it. You know what we're talking about. Nimble obstructionist.
I totally do. I'm just looking it up so I know what you're talking about.
Uh-huh. That's how it works.
Nimble Obstructionist is a sweet card, by the way. I really like this guy a lot.
It's such good flavor.
Oh.
Like,
Is
card's
it a
great.
real Magic card?
It is, yeah.
Is it
I don't
real?
know if it'll be on here yet because
No.
it is.
Look at us being wrong. The pre-order on it is $7.25. Look at us.
Oh, flash flying, cycling for 3. Oh, yeah, he's like the stifle squelch thing.
Yeah, yeah, I love this card. I don't know that it's legacy playable, but I want to try it out at least in my sideboard.
Bird Wizard Tribal.
Yeah.
Bird Wizard Tribal.
I mean, it's actually like almost a deck now. There was a lot of good Avens in Onslaught and Odyssey blocks.
So like,
especially Bird Wizards.
So my thought with the Obstructionist is that it's kind of like it kind of takes the slot of like Vendilion Click, sort of.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't do the same thing, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's a 3/1 flyer. It has flash still. And there are places where like having that ability to stifle rather than hitting something in the hand, I think could be relevant.
So
I'm undecided.
Oh,
but
I've got it. So you have 4 mana, and you cast your Phyrexian Dreadnought.
Okay.
And they're like, I let it resolve. I'm going to counter your Stifle to get a 2-for-1. And you're like, this is uncounterable. I get a Dreadnought.
Unless they have a stifle, and then they just stifle your cycle trigger. Oh man.
I mean, here's the thing, like it's worse than Delver if you cast it, right?
You still
But,
draw
like,
a card, wouldn't you? If you stifle.
Yeah, it has to. Okay, you can't stifle your Phyrexian Dreadnought. It has to be a triggered ability you don't control.
Oh, I don't control.
Yeah.
So you can stifle.
This is bad.
So when they stifle their dreadnought.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I can't think of that many situations where I actually care to cite in a stifle effect.
Seems good in Commander. I don't know.
But I mean, like
terrible there.
in
Look at
modern
this Deathrite Shaman getting in. Who's like,
oh yeah, for sure. Draw your card.
Land.
The other place that it could be relevant is in modern, I think, potentially. There's not really like a stifle effect in that format. You're not gonna get fancy like turn 1 kill your fetch land off of my stifle, but you could potentially hit the Thought Knot trigger or
prefer the finer things.
It's not triggered, but Squelch is the closest thing Modern has to.
There's a Trick Bind too. Trick Bind doesn't
Trick
draw.
Bind is-
Trick Bind doesn't draw, but
Yeah.
and the thing is, like, you can also just play it as a 3/1. Like,
Yeah.
it seems like it's not an amazing card, but I could see it being a sideboard card that comes in and people would be surprised by it. Like, I could see it being legit.
Well, I mean, Josh wants a Nimble Obstructionist here so he can stop this Stoneforge trigger for a Batter Skull.
I don't think Josh wants that. Honestly, I think he just wants his
Terminus?
his Terminus, yeah.
Just to show up. Batter Skull. Battering your skull. Batter Skull.
Oh.
We're going to predict something. What are we predicting? Targeting himself. Naming.
Is it blind this
I
time?
think
I think
it's
it's blind
blind
this time.
Yeah, because he's got Counterspell, Fluster Storm, Force of Will. Oh, man.
But he got it.
Oh, man.
Oh, that must not have been blind.
Yeah, it must
'Cause-
not have been blind. He stacked that up.
Force Pitch Counterspell. Into
Feel
Nice heart.
sads. Yeah.
Ice Heart. So those two go to the bottom. And then
We're bouncing the batter skull here.
Well, this is
Oh.
on
he
his
doesn't, have
turn.
it, he doesn't have it on his
He's
special
gonna draw
items.
for turn.
Yeah, that's
now.
right.
And play 2 Death Ray Challenge.
I think so. Well,
Or does he have a fetch land?
he has 2 fetch lands.
Yeah, so I guess we
Play
fetch and
one.
then bounce the and we'll end up bouncing the Batter Skull.
Yeah, I think so too. There's not really any reason to play out 2 death rates anyway. Like, you're just kind of playing into a Terminus.
Well, I mean, yeah. Oh my goodness, that's 3 Terminuses in a row. He's got 1 in his hand, and then he's gonna play his Gideon here.
No, because this is on his turn. Oh no, he's cracking 2 fetches. Okay, yeah.
So he's gonna tap here.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, that's a good Gideon. Hi there.
Okay, there we go.
Hi there, Magic player. We'll try and stifle all the triggers.
Can I stifle the entering with any loyalty things?
I don't
No,
think entering the
you can't.
loyalty is a trigger.
You cannot. I want to though.
Wouldn't that be so
Man,
nice?
freaking Gideon.
Card's so good. It plays so much magic. That's what it does. Well, let's get more Death Ray Shamans, I guess. After we get a Batter Skull.
It's like, yeah, that's a batter skull.
all the skulls. Batter Skull.
Feels good that it at least resolved.
Yep.
Terminus.
Except
Animate your. Oh, I thought he was gonna. Josh is not this bad of a player, but it would have been really funny for him to animate his.
I mean, there's a Sword
Gideon.
Splashers in Josh's hand.
Oh, he actually can't hardcast. He doesn't have the mana to do it.
Not yet. He's 1 off. But he does have a Sword Splashers in his hand. So Kyre's got this very nice Turn Name Nemesis thing going on. And now we swing for 6. And we gain some life.
Yeah.
Gain to 22. And then we...
I'm assuming that he attacked Gideon.
Yeah. So if you're Kyre, are you playing this Turn Name Nemesis? I mean, Josh has cast 2 Terminus.
No.
You don't know that he's got this other one in his hand.
I mean, so I'm not surprised that he plays this, but I don't think he should.
Hey, there's a disenchant.
Because like he doesn't know that Josh has another Terminus, and he has seen 2 of them. So like there's a solid chance he just doesn't have them. But there's no reason to play into the board here. Like, he doesn't need to stick the true name. It doesn't help him that much.
It gets past these 2
Yeah,
twos.
it gets past the guys so that he can connect with his
With the
sword.
Gideon. Yeah.
Get rid of the Predict.
But
Get rid of the
he's
Sword
not
Splashers.
going to connect with the sword anyway, because he needs to kill Gideon first.
Does he, though?
I don't think he does.
Because he can...
You just hit him for 5?
Yeah, he's got another land in his hand. He can
Or-
equip both to the
Oh, yeah,
Turn Name
and just
Nemesis
win.
and just swing. And I mean, Josh does have a disenchant here, but even still, like, this Turn Name Nemesis is like, lol, you got 2 turns.
Oh, he's at 8?
Yeah.
I mean, he can even just equip the Sword of Fire and Ice, and then win with...
Yeah, sorry. I didn't even pay attention to his life total. Yeah, he's at 8. There's no... Yeah, he should attack Josh for sure.
Looks like he's going to attack, like, without equipping both? Or is he going to equip both?
I guess we go for the equip 2 here and put Josh to 1. I mean, like, as long as Josh draws a fetch land
attack with both. Eat your guys. And so the double block.
I'm surprised Josh didn't just disenchant before damage.
Right? Because now he can't fetch into the terminus. Like, he can Sword Splasher his own guy if he really wants.
Isn't he? He's just like dead to this because of the Deathrite Shaman.
Yeah.
Was there a reason? Was there a reason he couldn't cast the disenchant?
No.
I can't think of any. Are you sure it was a disenchant?
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
definitely. 100%.
Yeah. That art is unmistakable.
Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe he wanted another round of magic.
There's potential there. I mean, I'm all about more rounds of magic.
Hello?
Just knowing in his heart that he could have won.
Yeah. But stops you from putting counters on things. I mean, Solemnity, Solemnity is not bad. Solemnity stops Planeswalkers because they enter with counters equal to the number of loyalty they have, right? Because they're loyalty counters. Let's look up the card, or let's look up what are rulings on that, guys? I haven't paid that much attention, but doesn't Solemnity stop Planeswalkers?
Players can't get counters.
Artifacts, creatures, enchantments, or lands.
Oh, it names them off specifically so it doesn't stop.
Yeah. Counters can't be put on permanents. Well, this hand is almost what the doctor ordered, except no lands. Kyra was looking at it and was like, I've got this. Nope, can't do it. Now, Josh's hand looks pretty spicy. He does have a lot of lands. And a Terminus there.
So that was a Terminus.
But also a Brainstorm.
That makes
Terminus back.
everything better.
It makes everything all right again. I still love how they both have the same sleeves.
Yeah.
We are living the dreams.
So Forest, Brainstorm, Ponder, 2 land?
Yep, and it looks like they're both going to go Land Ponder. Life's hard.
Land, Ponder.
Now, one of them wins the Ponder War.
True name.
Which Ponder looks better?
I didn't see what Josh had.
Josh has the Merfolk boobies Ponder.
Oh, the art on the Ponder. I thought you were saying which cards he saw.
Yeah,
I don't like the Merfolk.
I am all about the moons.
Yeah.
It's the Ponders that I have. I've got 1 foil and 2 Chinese. And you get 3 more foils.
I just...
See, look. Captain QC's totally with me. Fish titties Ponder is horrible.
Exactly. Yep.
But look, I mean, Timmy's all about it. Timmy, you probably have a floppy taco too. We found the Timmy that Rudy's always talking about. Just kidding, Timmy, we love you.
Another Ponder sees Gideon Force of Will land.
Gideon is good. Autocorrect is the worst. Menfolk.
What is...
I said menfolk boobies. None of us are into that. Menfolk.
Oh, I've got some of those.
So do I. I've got menfolk boobies. Started working out. I'm
They grow before they shrink.
Oh my goodness. you get big menfolk boobies, and then all of a sudden they're like nice and tight, but they're still big.
Yeah. It's just the shape.
It's just the shape. It's all about the shape. Do you think Deathblade is actually good right now? I think Deathblade's a fine deck. It's got a good Delver matchup. Deck, like, honestly, this is one of his worst matchups.
The bigger control deck.
Yeah.
So...
Because, think of, like, Fish in the Pond, right? Like, Delver preys on all the other fair decks, then Deathblade preys on Delver, and then Miracles preys on Deathblade.
Lands beats Deathblade, though, right? I would kind of think so, but...
Yeah,
the Deathrite Shaman makes it better than, than Esper would.
Sorry, my friends decided they wanted to judge call for their EDH game.
Oh, that makes sense.
They gave you a muffin, though.
Yeah, they did.
Value! Are you? It's first manager is Kyre, who doesn't know how to pilot it. QC is vicious here.
Man. I mean, the Jace play in that last game was bad.
His first hand in this game had a Jace in it, but it had no lands.
Did Kyra end up winning that game?
No. Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. What's going on?
We don't know why the disenchant didn't hit.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Yep.
We'll talk with Josh after this.
Definitely.
What is wrong with your head? Learn how to play Magic.
It costs 2. You pointed at something, you win.
Well, you don't lose, is what it said at that point.
Yeah. Well, didn't he have a Terminus in hand that he could have just like fetch, go Terminus, get your entire field?
If he would have taken care of the sword, yeah, because he wouldn't have been at 1.
Yeah. And then
so
Gideon,
yeah, you disenchant the sword, and then Gideon just takes over the game because you swing for 5.
What do people call Gideon? Chad or something?
Chad. Then Chad just wins.
Is it the beard? Is it just a Chad beard?
People just say he's a Chad. Yeah, QC. I mean, it's okay for you to just be the rude dude in chat, but we're gonna call you out on that. Man, I love how long this matchup takes and how many interactions there are.
Yeah, definitely.
Welcome to Blue. Welcome to Blue Magic.
Welcome to Blue Magic. Welcome to Good Magic.
Do you ever feel like Josh is playing it fast forward?
I sometimes do. He plays really quickly.
Just hands. Okay. Seeing our first Supreme Verdict from Josh. Does Lands have a good matchup against Deathblade?
Legacy has 1 minute left in the round.
It's Lands versus Deathblade is in my experience is kind of a toss up. Punishing Fire is real bad.
Yeah.
And it's also really easy for them to like Wasteland block you out of the game.
No one's really going to close out this game very quickly.
But if they don't kill your Deathrite, if you maneuver your Deathrite right, then you'll just ravage their graveyard. And I've got Rest in Peace. So QC depends on the Deathblade list. My list. So I got kind of given crap by a Death and Taxes player saying that my deck was really greedy on colors. My experience is I need blue, and I play lilies, so sometimes I need black. But for the most part, my mana is actually pretty much fine. Almost everything is only a single color of any given kind, and I rarely need more than 3 of any given mana. Now there's those like 4-color like banned lists.
Just so everyone knows. Knows that the
yeah. So there's like the 4-color.
There's the Supreme Verdict. What a way to go.
There's the 4-color Deathblade lists that play like Noble Hierarchs and Leovolds and crap. Those decks are way greedy. They have they definitely need way too much colors. But for Esper Deathblade, kind of like what Kyra's got and what I've got, I don't really think that the colors are actually all that bad. But a lot of the threats that you have against lands are 3-drops, and you have relatively few lands to get. So if you get wasted out, like you just kind of sit there and not do anything, and lands takes over the game. But it doesn't seem like there's few decks playing Wastelands. It seems like there's kind of a lot, honestly. Although, I don't know about Stifle.
So, they're on turn 1?
Yep, turn 1, whoever's turn it is.
Kyre. I feel like this is just a tie. Well, I guess he's only at 10.
Yeah, I mean, it's essentially...
What's Kyre got in hand? Surgical...
Surgical land, something else.
Surgical's an interesting choice.
Maybe he's just tired of getting Terminus.
Yeah, Timmy, there's definitely a ton of 4-color decks floating around. The 4-color Delver decks, the 4-color Deathblade decks, the 4-color Leovold decks. Those are I think those decks are bad. I think that they are just way too greedy.
Really?
I think so. They're way too easy to just they fold to Wasteland, they fold to Blood Moon. I think that they're greedy, and I would just rather play like the Blue-White Miracles or like Esper Deathblade, and because here's the thing, people say that my mana base is greedy when I'm playing 3 colors and splashing a tropical, but if you're
the number of fetch lands and Deathrite Shamans, is it really that greedy?
Yes, absolutely. Your Deathrite's gonna die every time.
It's gonna die, but
your fetches don't help if they just waste the 1 color you need. Because here's the problem,
or hit you with a Blood Moon on turn 1.
Yeah, or hit you with a Blood Moon. Yeah,
that doesn't happen that often though, does it? My
experience. So I played in Columbus. I played Esper Deathblade, but I was playing an extra tropical and a Bayou instead of a Tundra. No, sorry, instead of an Underground Sea and instead of a Wasteland. And I ended up getting screwed out of colors every single match at least one time. Because I would consistently need to have at least 3 different lands to hit all of my colors. Whereas with Esper Deathblade, I need consistently double blue, and I need consistently white and black, but I do not need them simultaneously. And so if I have a Tundra and an Underground Sea, I'm set. So when I get screwed out of colors, it is like I got screwed out of lands.
Kyer got it. In turns.
Yeah. I don't think that was turns, or maybe it was.
I think they just put it out.
Oh, okay.
To the end. I'm fine with it.
Oh. What's going on here? This is the next match already. Alright, we'll be right back. I'm gonna go see what's going on. Alright, it looks like it's it. Might leave this on for a little bit, just because people are playing Magic. But it looks like our commentary's done. I might be back in a minute, but I'm gonna go see what's going on. for myself. Maybe buy some cards. But that's the Paragon City game stream for FNM. Have a good night.
So that's our last match.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did we turn off the stream? I don't know. People are still playing. It's kind of entertaining. Let me go talk.
I was trying to put pressure on it, and I was trying to keep pressure on it. And then, like, I was in this odd spot, but like, I kept finding gaps in my deck. But I needed to, because all my lands are ultramarines, so I needed to fetch this somewhere. And honestly, I just felt like the little things, the things that he doesn't know whether to counter or not, was things that I needed to keep. Whereas, because I'm going to give more room to make mistakes, whereas Jason just going to play it, I'm going to take the whole turn to play it, and he's just going to. Yeah, but like, so it was off the mark. Why not just? We weren't doing anything after. So why not just leave the Jason on top, have some percent all that takes, and then crack the back, and hold the Jason away from it. I don't know, man. I'm so lucky. We played so many times. I can't even remember the Lord's Day when I did that. I know I did. So our thinking was, because it was, I played turn one deck, and then turn two, I played the Ponder, and we were like, snap, like, just go for the turn. And like, I can see why not going for that in case. Like, you could just counter it out, and that's going to be easy for him. I get that. I totally get that. But like, what I'm not following is like, why you don't just hold the Jason Jacob for like. Is it really all that different than hoping to draw it? Like there are two in the deck, and both decks are just going to go like super straight. I mean, what are you going to draw instead? Honestly, I just want to say it's pretty bad. So I want to say I kept Snapcasters, and I kept Brainstorm's Hunters. And I just like kept like playing a threat and Brainstorm, playing something smaller and just like continuing to get value, but constantly making him wonder if he needs to be countering something where it has to go. That's the main one I want. Yeah, I don't know that I was. Yeah, I don't know that I was correct. Yeah. I'm not saying you're wrong either. I was curious.
Is this that? Yeah, this is the blue-red land still.
Honestly, this is actually my first time playing in a tournament that has Brainstorm. So like keeping that in mind.
Drawing cards off of just a land is always good.
Everything that you actually did the right, like all this one we were like throwing the tournament Brainstorm trying to line up boxes. We're like, oh no, he has a Jason of Force in hand. Oh, he's so good. If I had lots of these, yeah, if you had lots of them, it's so good. But like, there was no way it actually made sense. If you weren't in hand, it was like the way you didn't want to help.
Oh, it's 80? Okay. 2030. Horizon Canopy. Is it really 80? Yeah, it's, yeah. Lightly played TCG player, $72 plus shipping. Italian ones are just 70. That's a lot.
We're trying to play fast, and like we're both decks that just like can't in that situation, and I have to be detected like 5
That is a lot of money.
Eventually, he's gonna find his trade. I have to be detected.
I mean, I don't know if I've ever spent more than $60 on a Magic card, because I have City of Traders and stuff, but I bought them at 50.
Yeah, I felt really good. Like he ended up winning that game, but like what could I do? Like next thing you know, it's like Snapcaster and idiot. All right. And then the next game, I'm just like throwing equipment on shit.
All right, well,
Getting it, and I'm just like, yeah.
let's see. Yeah, sadly I must go, and there's going to be no one to turn off the stream. So I'm going to have to cut this game off short. It's just casual.